Oh, we just lost Rick. Right on. And we're, I'm assuming, live? We are not. Very good. And so, there's one last detail that I forgot to throw in there is these. Because who doesn't love candelabras? Welcome everybody back to another exciting episode of Dungeons & Dragons Black Thumb, here from my garage to your home with love, passion, and all the special fixins that make Dungeons & Dragons what it is. With my palette of personalities, this is my fantastic palette of players. I welcome you once again. And last episode, we joined our fateful adventurers, gang would-be race team, as they delved upon a bordello, of all things, in the tourist town of Dashajen, where they have been laid over due to politicals and police matters regarding recent doings. That is to say, the death of their driver and, of course, the vengeance, which is the murder, a subsequent murder of one Atronach, a crime lord responsible for. In the subsequent time, you have met and struck a bargain with one Sophie de la Vega, the daughter of Ricardo, your late driver, thusly murdered by Atronach. From her, you did learn of a legacy, and thusly did put the effort into retrieving this legacy. And Sean, why don't you tell us all about that?
Sure. So let's see where we were at. I'm going to catch up to where you were.
Well, you can start right at the beginning there, my man.
Oh, all right.
Whatever you got.
We were hanging at the compound. There were celebrations going on around grace paddocks. There's parchments, papers being handed out. The Pasha was busy with politics for about 3 hours. The race was pushed back by 6 hours. We had about 16 hours to go. In the interim, Bjorn was getting his armor fixed. Sorth is collecting random body parts and decorating the battle bus. Mo is feeling spiteful today and wants to take his revenge on Sorth. Laz passes the hat and tries to go pick up some potions. Turns out it's a little bit above his pay scale. Bumps into Orion, tells him what the hell's going on there. But Orion's making his way to the Thieves Guild for an update on the ship and going to look for a racer on the black market. Has to meet someone named Sigma.
Yep.
Laz runs into Orion. Laz stops Camp Orion. They go to the compound, stop by the manor. Greeted by a guard, go to a big building. Sigma is spindly, bespectacled, shiny head. We're looking for a driver. They say they have somebody. There's buzz going around about some sort of discovery of a legacy or a lineage. During the walk, they're talking about who killed Zool. And a short woman asked if we knew who did that. Sigma starts chewing on a plant, and Sigma makes a bubble. Orion tries to repeat it, but spits the gum on Sigma, and they have a good laugh. They mention Godwin, and Orion asks where we can find Godwin. They said Godwin has a legacy of the race. Orion asks what drives Godwin, how can he fulfill his legacy, and Godwin runs the Gentleman's Club. He has the crystal cup. Mentions Zool being killed, and Orion brings out the testicle. Zool has to give over the bear, convincing him he was a one-ball J. Barium, checking over the bus, gets handed a parchment celebrating the discovery of Rico de la Vega, the crystal cup. Mulatto walks in. She asks Barry if he killed Zool, explains we were looking for a driver, and we discussed that, says it was her brother, was a driver who wanted to be like her father. We admit we killed Zool, and Sophie de la Vega talks about how Rico had run from Zool. Rico was her father. Back to Laz. Laz is fixated on getting some healing done, but doesn't really happen as Sigma gets Aloe pointed out, so it really didn't help us a whole bunch. Sigma tells us about a driver, and now Laz is walking around with a plant. Sigma tells us about a driver, we'll have him sent over, look for the new driver's name, and Laz is carrying a plant. Get back to the paddock. Mo is trying to sabotage Sorth, asks Orion for explosives, and Orion is having any of his shit today. Mo explains that he just wants to scare Sorth. Orion offers to help Mo piss on his chicken or steal his chicken or something along those lines. Mo is down for stealing. Doesn't really go very well. Steals some chicken, tosses away, uses mold earth, and lights the rest of the on fire and burns the bus. Mo is taking damage but can't quite get out of the bus. So it's kind of a crappy situation. Sorth thinks he's able to track a cow, so he goes wandering off. Barry comes out of the bathroom, sees the bus on fire, and is really pissed. Barry suspects something, especially about the story that Mo tries to give him. Barry just wants to save the bus. Mo is trying to grab buckets and help, but not really doing much. Fire burns himself out. Barry smacks Mo and misses, and then Barry dumps a bucket over Mo's head. Laz and Orion returning. Bjorn is coming in from the side door. Sort of finds that the food is cooked, but there isn't much left, and Barry tells everyone he thinks it was Mo. We all meet Sophie, so he convinces us to go for the Crystal Cup at the Gentleman's Club. Pasha says we now own a manor house. Orion says we have a driver, and Orion tells Pasha that Mo burnt the bus. Pasha will help to refurnish the bus. Bjorn makes sure the new sponsor gets on the bus, and Laz puts the plant in the window. On the way to the bordello, Orion asks for some roughs to help finding Mo and wants him tied up at the gate to the city. We get to the bordello, 4-story building, lots of different rooms, majority human staff, but there's a mix. We're approached by a man and asked what we're looking for, so we're looking to speak with Godwin. Bjorn takes the lead, as usual. Orion wants to stand apart, blend in with the crowd. Bjorn mentions Rico and his disappearance. The man is annoyed and walks off and tells us just to go to the bar. Sort flips the table and pulls a Benny Hill. Tries to distract everybody. Laz tries to get a good vantage point and Sort uses a table flip and fails. Then he goes all Benny Hill. Ryan asks where the original guy went. Laz is trying to point it out. Soldier comes to the front door, pretty well decked out, lion's head. Soldier, pulls out his sword. Bjorn calls out to the soldier. The soldier is not Godwin, but works for him. Sword tosses a glass at the soldier and hits him in the shoulder and splatters in his face. Orion goes for the secret door and yells at a bomb scare and blames it on Bjorn. Guards can't hit Sword, and Laz is just keeping an eye out, watching all this go on. Cut back to Mo, who's just wandering the city, goes to the highest point in the city, trying to decide if he should go back and apologize, and decides he should do that. Goes back to camp, leaves all his money there, and then goes back out in the streets. At the bordello, Orion and Sophie are in the back hallway. They head upstairs from some woody banner and enter a large room. They open a door after investigation and hear something dark, low, guttural, rumbling from inside the chamber. Sorth leads the guards out of the main room, and Bjorn, Laz, and Barry follow into the hallway. We head up the stairs, find companions at the entry to the dark room. Bjorn lights a torch, to which we find something that's got tentacles, 6 legs, feline, with a panther head. And that was it. So 4 of us are sitting in the dark, staring at whatever the hell this thing is. Mo's out wandering the streets, and Sorth is leading the security guys on a wild goose chase out in the alley.
And having a good time doing it.
Sorth, are you talking about me?
We're looking at a kitten.
Okay. The camera pans against the Pasha and the Vizier, who are actually in the on the second floor of the bordello, hanging out at the bar. The camera pans against their faces as they watch Sorth running amok back and forth, the Pasha doing his best to stifle his laughter. The moment continues, the camera panning against the Vizier's disgruntled face as we watch in the reflection of his pupils, Sorth suddenly run this way and then that, leading the guards back and forth. The Vizier simply rolls his eyes and the camera fades to black. As it fades back up, it shows the lot of you walking out from underneath a balcony where a secret door reveals into this large space that's barely lit. Very, very dark is this room, save for a few glints and pinpoints of light that are coming through cracks and shut shutters. As you do your best to see upon the silhouettes around the space, you see little bits of furnishing, the shelf over there, the stairs to your left and right, the table ahead, and the strange growling large head, and the sound of the whipping tentacles whirling about in the darkness ahead. As you look forth, trying to ascertain what you're seeing, you can make out the muscular, almost the muscular beast form of something almost the size of massive wolf, but it has 6 legs from what you see, maybe more. As each of you looks upon this thing whipping about in the darkness ahead, your eyes adjusting slowly best they can, you slightly see the large form for what it is, but a cat after a fashion. as it creeps around the table, moving in towards you. Everyone can roll initiative. It comes to within about 10 feet.
Arian rolled a 10.
I rolled a 23. Wow. That's a little slow on the uptake. I got an 8. I got a 3. Peace out.
I think we need to check Orion's dice.
They're loaded.
Loaded with awesome. Actually, if you put dice in the microwave, you can cause them to slightly melt and weight them. Pro tip for you. Want your unweighted dice? Make them at home. It's true.
True.
Also, if you want to check things, float them in salt water. Yep. They'll rotate in the water to the point where they're weighted. Otherwise, they won't really go one way or the other. Although manufacturing defects are a thing too. That's why I don't buy Chessex. It's funny the opinions you develop about certain dice and dice providers. Barian had a 13, was it?
10.
10 for Barian? I'll put you right there. And then we had Bjorn at 3. And Sorth, you're not here, but let's hear about that initiative.
I got 11.
You got an 11? Alright.
Yep.
And, sorry, what did Laz have? Was the 13?
8.
8.
Journal.
Right on. And Orion? 23. And Mo? The camera pans against you, unless, of course... Hang on a sec. What did you have for me here? No, you're not dead. So, long and the short, camera's gonna pan against Mo as it shows you out in the, where? I don't know, where are you? You're in the streets somewhere.
So after flipping my coin to determine whether or not to apologize, I did that. Now I'm going to the start of the race, where I'm gonna wait for them and see them off, from a distance.
Okay, so you're just gonna go hang out. Like, it's about 15 hours away. Actually, no, it'll be about 20 hours away, the launch of the race.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for real.
I guess it pays to have a vehicle, huh?
Yep. You can book passage on cars and trucks and carriages, and there might be a dragon flying by. Hitch a lift.
Yeah, I dropped all my money.
That is true. Do you want to book passage on a sand vessel going down to the next city?
I'm gonna try to hitchhike. Or not hitchhike. What do you call it? You stand on the side of the road?
Hitchhike.
Oh, that is hitchhike. Okay, I'll do that.
Just remember the motto: gas, grass, or ass.
No one runs for free. With that, it shows you out on the side of the road as a bit of tumbleweed rolls by out of town. It shows a large group of horses trotting along, various merchants with bags on their back. There's no words said, but they slow down. One of them veers off towards you, looking down at you. There's a bit of talk back and forth. He asks if you can, if you're afraid of work.
No, I work a lot.
He says, very good. Do you know how to ride? He asks.
Is he referring to horseback riding?
He points towards a horse.
would not know how to ride.
He gives a nod at this and then points over towards a wagon and says, "Climb aboard." And then as you look over towards it, he says to you, "Do you know any magics?"
A little bit.
Okay. You be careful. You get in the wagon, he says.
I silently get into the wagon.
It shows you roll off southerly. Actually southwesterly, heading out of the city and across the dunes, out towards the horizon, where the sun is high and the sand is bright.
I probably should have asked them if they were actually going towards the racing map.
Well, they're on the road, so you know that the road is going down out of the town the way that you didn't come in, so you're assuming, as a kid might, that this is going to be the way to go. Point being, Mo makes his way off towards the destination that the caravan goes towards. The next couple days for you goes on pretty uneventfully. They have you like lift bags, strap horses, help serve meals, and you're fed. They give you a bedroll and eventually one of the ponies to ride. They teach you how to do it.
So I missed the start of the race.
Where are you headed? Where were you intending to go?
I wanted, so you know how for each leg of the race you stop in like a city or something?
Yeah.
Rest. So I want to,
Along the way, yeah, you ask the guy up front and he says, "Yeah, we go to Teshburo." But then he clarifies and says, "First we go to Temple." And he points out towards the southwest. But when he says Teshburo, he points straight south. Make up your mind, child. Do you come with or not?
yeah, I'll come with over to the temple, but Mo doesn't like temples. But
So, with that said,
you learn to.
as I said, you make your way across the bright sands, over the rolling dunes, and off into the sunset, eventually. You're going to need to roll another character for like the week while your character's out of commission now.
Mo.
What level are you right now?
Almost at level 6.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll it at level 6 then. With that said, while you're doing that, camera pans back in upon all of you who are here situated as such. The massive cat thing sits the 10 feet away from you. Your dungeon master is going on. Wow, 18 plus bonus. And with that, Orion, it's big. It's huge. Its head is as big as your body.
Yeah.
It's a big cat.
Not very happy with this. So,
Go for the balls.
can I take the path to the left as far as I can? I want to try and find its food dish or something. No, I don't think I want to take this thing head on.
So you want to go this way?
Literally eat me.
I think you are the food dish.
Because if you find the food dish, you're just gonna go like.
So you're just going to head full 30 feet, full tilt.
Yeah, full 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You scamper off around the table, disappearing from frame behind the wall. Sorry?
Is it dark throughout the entire room, just like maybe light candle lights?
Yeah,
Or-
totally. And as you're running along, you can see up ahead a fireplace in front of a large white bearskin rug.
Okay, is the fireplace lit?
It is not.
Okay. Can I make sure that I'm hidden at this time too? Could I try and roll a stealth and hide?
You 100% may.
Got a 21.
You deacon behind the table, seeing a chest there. You break eyesight across it, and then make your way along the table's legs one after the next, managing to keep the chair, tables, and whatnot strategically between you and the cat ahead of you. As you come to the hallway, you hear... actually, what is your passive perception? It's shit. Never mind, you hear nothing.
Yeah, it's 10.
With that said, you have a standard or a cunning action remain. I'm not sure what you're using for stealth, but point being.
It's a standard or a cunning. Oh, cunning action. Oh, I can dash, right?
My point being is that you would use your cunning action to either hide.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna hide. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's fine. You're hidden. You can still move at half speed while hidden. That's stealth movement, right?
Okay, I will do that. Could I start heading towards the fireplace?
You may. You creep over towards where the white bearskin rug is spread out across the pavings. You can see spots in the rug where people have trod across it. There's a clear path where people have walked over it over however many times. Like it's a well-used rug. You can see a beak sticking out the front face of the massive bear rug.
Do I see anything on the mantle of the fireplace, like up above it?
With your passive perception, no.
Okay.
You may make a roll, though.
Okay.
I would like to, on the behalf of all rogues everywhere, apologize for your passive perception. Had I known as Dungeon Master, had I had my apathy not taken over, I might have recommended or advised, but... Anyhow, sorry, I'm being a dick to the end.
Should I roll perception?
Yes, please. Yes, by all means.
15.
Looking above the mantle, you immediately recognize that the mantle itself has protruding pieces that when you stare at them, even in the darkness, you can see the outline up top has a bit of a gap against where the protrusion is sticking from the mantle itself, hinting at perhaps its ability to move in some fashion. As you look into the fire itself, as you look into the fireplace itself, you can smell some sort of scent on the air, resembling that of, you would say, rotted eggs. Moreover, you can almost hear, you think, a whispering, if not a steady stream of air.
Okay.
As you look around the chamber ahead of you, you can see a large set of stairs leading up to a platform. As the camera pans along, you can also see glintings and glowies dancing around on the ground in front, right about here-ish.
And they're not very bright, they're just kind of like...
Just twinklings dancing about the same shade as the little bit of light that permeates through the window shutters.
Okay.
Despite your insight, you ascertain that it's probably the light hitting something in the room.
Okay. Well, with that, I will just stay hidden where I am and try and keep quiet.
The camera pans once again, to show this thing creep up the stairs next to you all, taking position here. It's at this point that you guys note the other one make its way into view as it creeps down to about here-ish. I guess. They just sit there. The camera pans.
They're gonna fight each other.
The camera pans from there to Sorth as you rush around the chamber. wherein upon the guards, moving as quick as they can to catch up with you, find you parkouring your way over furnishings and down the hallway. It's a bit abstract for a quick montage, and I need a dexterity check from you, opposed by... Actually, you can throw athletics or acrobatics. And you describe to me what your chase entails.
Alright, well, I rolled a 10. So. Alright, we're going down the hallway.
Alright. You watch as behind you the guards stumble over various bric-a-brac that seems to tumble in your stead. Your tail is swishing back and forth, almost instinctually knocking things over in your path. As this continues on, the camera cuts back to... Come on. Yeah, man. Oh, it's all super quiet now. Lame. I said lame. Alright, we'll go with this. Barium, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Is there any objects, any non-magical objects within my area? I have a magical tinkering ability that I would like to use to light a 5-foot radius.
What's your passive perception?
It's only 9.
Oof.
I'm blind.
Here I am giving Cody shit. Alright, well, long and the short, you look around in the darkness, and blind as you are, the most you see from your height vantage is the same as Orion, plus whatever's on the table ahead, which seems to be a mound of coinage. Other than that, you don't see much. It's really dark in here, I might have mentioned.
I would like to move towards the fireplace. Just take a defensive position.
Alright, sounds good. With that, you rush over towards, moving away from where the one strange six-legged tentacled thing situates itself up top the stairs. You make your way at 30 feet, just so. Onto the other side of the chamber, where you stand alongside some furnishings. You can see a bookshelf off to your left. At least a silhouette of such. And from here you can see a couple of the windows overhead and a bit of the light glinting off the giant mirror that you see up top and overhead. As the camera pans around this whole situation, you still have an action remain, I think?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take that chair that's near me and just lay it down in front of me.
Alright, you do so.
And that'll be my turn.
Very good. The camera goes from there to Laz. As it sweeps around upon, we see you standing there at the doorway.
Alright, so I am in between the two of these on that first floor right there.
Indeedy.
Can I get to either one of them and be able to get a whack at it right now, or no?
Yeah, totally.
I can't tell if this is going to be like getting out and then up the stairs to get to it, or if it's the lower one on the left or the right, whichever one's further down.
You can reach either of them. You can totally reach either of them.
But I'll probably be in a better position for the one that I'm looking at the middle camera. The one that's closer to me would probably be a better one to do.
Totally your call.
Last being last, we're gonna go hit something really hard, hopefully.
Right on. Sounds good. So the one ahead then?
Yeah. And what are all the pieces we're gonna do here? So we'll do all the fun stuff. So great weapon master and then reckless attack, and we will start our rage.
Okay.
And let's go do some dope shit. Here we go.
As you move in towards it, flying as you do, axe the high, you watch as it suddenly winks here and there in its position. As you try to get a bead on it, I need you to roll at disadvantage.
roll at disadvantage.
Indeedy.
So how do all these things stack up?
So just roll once more, really, and then whichever's
Okay.
lowest.
Well, I just meant between like all the like with the Great Weapon Master and then with the Reckless Attack and then with the disadvantage. I should know how it all went, but that works.
The disadvantage would cancel out the reckless attack.
So the second one is a 12. The first one was a nat 20, 26. The second one was a 12.
Total?
That's what I'm trying to figure out was.
It cancels out you having advantage on the swing. So it's just a normal swing. So it would have, I guess, still been the first roll. So I'll take it. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean, I was asking before we.
So really, no, that's totally legit.
Okay.
So Laz is gonna rush in upon the large one that comes down the stairs. Axe at the high. He blazes into the beast, sinking the axe into the thing with absolute might, force, and intention. The massive cat scowls and screeches, hissing in pain as you cleave upon its body. For
So we do first do the 1d12 plus 3. So that is a 7 plus 3, and then I have to roll again, right? I gotta roll just the d12 part.
Indeedy duty.
The second one, oh god, that's terrible. Only 1 for that one. And then we add 10 to the damage for the Great Weapon Master.
Yes, sir.
And then 2 for raging.
Brings us to, sorry, I lost track.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 21, 22, 23 for the first attack.
Very nice.
And then we have our second attack.
Cool. Hit me.
Alright, now this one is done at disadvantage, right? Whatever thing was good doing.
Yes,
Whatever
indeed.
magic thing is has going on. Okay.
Indeed.
The second one. So the first one's a rule is. So the first one's a 19.
Mhm.
The second one is a 24, so I take the 19.
Very nice. And with that said, you may roll damage.
Alright.
With 2 quick swipes into the massive, tentacled, 6-legged cat.
2. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
Good lord. Bringing it to 37 right off the hop. Very nice, very nice. Cleaving upon its body, the thing rears back, screeching as I said, hissing as it do. The tentacles whipping back and forth as best they can. It suddenly whips forth, striking upon you with each of its barbed ends. With a 10 plus bonus that brings it to 16 versus AC. Does 16 hit Laz? No, it misses you by 2.
No, 19.
Ah, very good. In that case, this one will miss as well. As one after the next, the two tentacles whip towards you with a snap. You manage to block each one against the haft and side of your axe, batting the strikes away. From there, the camera pans again to show Bjorn, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Sorry, did Laz have a bonus action you wanted to swing? I'm assuming that was you?
I don't think I have a bonus. I don't have anything to do right now. I mean,
Okay.
can't
Just
really
making sure.
get out of the way.
Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna summon my spiritual weapon on the far side of the cat that Laz just hit.
Okay.
And it's gonna attack for 24 and 5 damage.
Sounds good.
And then I'm gonna run up to it and booming blade him.
Right on.
If I can get in range of it, just like I can.
So this guy, sorry, or that guy?
Same guy.
This guy, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can run in on the other side of Laz here, squeeze yourself between the chest. It's fine.
Alright.
And then
So that's a
spiritual
23.
weapon comes in right here. 23 will hit.
So the spiritual weapon did 5, and then the booming blade did 14.
Very nice. So 19 more damage. Bringing this guy to, oh my god, brain fart here. 56. And with that, terrific stuff. You rush in upon and delivering quick strikes with your mace, what? Hammer, axe, sword, scimitar,
Axe.
brutal
It's an
language.
axe right now.
Terrific stuff. Taking a bite out of it, one more wound upon it. The tentacles whip about, doing their best to defend itself to no avail. From there, we find ourselves refocused back upon Orion.
Oh shit, should those both have been disadvantaged?
Oh, yes. By the way,
Okay. Let me fix that.
we'll get that. We'll get this.
Alright, so still 25
Hits,
on,
yeah,
my,
okay.
on my one. And 9 on the spiritual weapons. I think that misses.
That will miss, yes.
Okay, so 5 less damage. 14 total.
Okay. Right, still 51. Groovy. Iker and Gore splay away from the creature's body as you flay upon it. The camera swings around to show Orion creeping through the hallway nearby as you massacre upon the one cat.
I'm going to continue closer to the fireplace. See if I can make out what's on top of the mantle.
All right.
I'm looking for the legacy, the trophy.
You make your way over towards, closing the distance upon the fireplace. You hear a growl on the ground behind you. Looking down towards the beaked head of the rug, you note it looks up towards you and makes a sudden attack as it lunges with a 10 plus 4 for 14 versus your AC. I'm assuming that misses.
Yeah, misses by 1.
You manage to just so jump out of the way. The beak thrusts forth and then retracts back as the thing growls after you. You look towards the fireplace and see inside the thing is, as I said, smells like rotted eggs, and you can hear the hiss, but you don't see any burnt firewood. In fact, you don't see any firewood around this thing at all.
So, I'm assuming that means some sort of gas. Is there any, oh, I do have a tinderbox. Can I get near the fireplace without the beaked rug thing attacking me?
No.
No?
No, you'd have to pull the rug away.
Okay. Can I have a candle and a tinderbox. Can I light that and throw it into the fireplace?
I'm gonna say that you can still shit sight that if you hit the tinderbox, you're gonna light whatever that is floating around nearby.
Okay. I would like to do that. I want to try and light the fire. I'm getting an inkling that there's some sort of flammable gas in this fireplace.
That sounds fun.
So.
All right.
So, side note, if you walk into a kitchen that smells like gas, you light a lighter?
Yeah, you know.
This is D&D, bro. I can roll a die and, maybe save my life. I'm kind of hoping it bursts out and lights this cat on fire, so.
In the last game, one of our party members shot the other one because he thought it'd be funny. So On par.
You hit the tinderbox. As the gas suddenly erupts out, the rug, catching on fire, squeals and screams as it begins to smolder. I need you to make me a dex save.
Alright. 21.
Very nice. Wow, good roll. So 15, 19 points of damage, half of which is going to be 9, being rounded down. 9 points of damage do explode all around you as you ignite the fumes that conflagrate out in a sudden burst that would make the director of Backdraft proud. With that, the rug, being as on fire as it is, simply continues to burn as it shrieks and screams. The fireplace itself stays lit, providing a orange light, filling the area as best it can from its strange position.
Am I to the right of the fireplace still? Or did I jump to the left of it?
You hit the dirt.
Okay, I went down. Okay. Okay, can I stand up after that explosion and take a look around now that there's light and see if I can see the trophy anywhere or the legacy anywhere?
100%. Looking around for a moment, seeing the chamber ahead, you notice the silhouette come into focus of more of the cats up ahead. The camera pulling back to show you standing just so. The one makes its way creeping down against the stairs as one creeps out from underneath the balcony.
Okay.
As the camera pulls around from you, it shows your companions behind contending with the whippings of the one as it whirls about. Sorry. This guy's not standing up. Pardon me. Sorry, did you have a bonus action? I'm trying to think. What did you do? You went forth, you lit the thing. I guess you technically have a bonus action, cunning action.
Okay. I'll take the cunning action to... I'll kind of run... I'll go back towards where we entered and start approaching the cat on the other set of stairs there. I don't know if I can reach it, but...
So, sorry, this one?
The other set. Yeah, that one.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay. Rushing into frame as the camera pulls around to show you make your way across the chamber, closing the distance on the stairs, looking up towards the beast. That's where you reach. Do you have 25 feet movement? You have 25 feet movement, eh?
30.
You have 30. Okay, great.
Yeah.
You parkour the chair that Barium threw down on the ground and end up in front of the stairs there. That being your movement. Sorry, which is cutting action in that case.
Yeah.
Very good. The camera's going to swing around to show you making your way into frame as your companions, as I said, are contending with the whippings coming off of the strange cat thing. I'm going to double check something here. And yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, sweet. So he's going to jump away over here, up the stairs. You guys can take your AOs. Bjorn and Laz.
I'm going to use Warcaster on mine to do a booming blade.
Okay. Does that consume, like, do you need to use a reaction or anything for that? Or it can...
Yeah, so it's as an attack of opportunity if you cast a cantrip.
Okay.
But I guess it doesn't matter because they'd already take the 2d8 from the...
Oh, yeah. That's right. Do you want to hit me with that?
So he'll take 6 when he moves, and then I'm gonna attack him again.
Okay.
For crit fail.
Ooh, shit. As you swing, hey.
Inspiration.
Don't. my first roll was a 1 at disadvantage. So if you inspire me, it's just gonna be a 1.
Fair. Point being is as you take a wild swing, cleaving through a nearby candelabra, the thing explodes. Candle wax instantly melting, spatters in all directions, including onto you, where it scalds for a single point of damage. One of the candles lands on the ground, actually lit. Why not? Anyway, the cat leaps away. Laz, you get an AO as well, buddy.
Alright, so what do I just do one attack in this?
It's an AO.
I'm not familiar with it, so. Okay, I'm assuming that's a yes.
Yes.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I can't get much further. The first one is 3 plus 6, so 9. So that's pretty swinging me below. So
all right. And it is a disadvantage, so.
Yeah, so I can roll the second one for fun.
I mean, maybe you'll get a crit
Get
fail.
more candle wax all over us.
Yeah, the second one is 9 plus 6, 15, so 9.
So, point being, the thing leaps away, jumping just so up the stairs. As it does, just to be a pain in your ass, it whips you from on far. As it do, one of them with an 18 plus bonus spanks into Bjorn on the way out, but the second one with a crit fail lands against Laz, where do you have a reaction currently? Oh, no, you don't actually. You just made an AO. Never mind. The tentacle whips out towards you, and you think to grab it, but don't have a reaction. It's going to be a... Sorry, what am I rolling that for? I need to roll these. Aha! And this thing does a weird sort of damage here. It's 5 and 2. So 7 points of damage as it smacks into Bjorn and then rakes against you, pulling bits of your armor off with the spines situated in its tentacles. You hear the thing roar, hissing up on the top of the stairs like a panther might or a wild cat might. The one on the other side suddenly jumps in towards. As it lands down behind Laz, it whips out with both of its tentacles, striking once for 18 against Laz's AC. It smacks against his armor just about, damaging him, but you have a 19 for AC, yeah?
19 for AC.
But pulling back without any damage. With a 4 plus bonus, its second tentacle comes far too short. It from there runs up and jumps onto the table. As it lands atop it, coins splash out, ringing in all directions. You watch as the table suddenly crushes under its weight. And the thing yowls and scowls as it lands on the ground, its tentacles whipping about. From behind you, the camera pans along to show the several others suddenly rush towards to join the fray. This guy's got just so. Hi there. And this one makes its way to about here, bounding along as wildcats might. This one coming to within range, whips out with its tentacles. It's going to be 10 plus 6 against Barium's AC.
15.
With a fantastic strike of incredible might, Barium manages to avoid the first swing before the second rakes against his body and scales for 8 plus 4 for 12 points of damage. And that's me. It's over to Sorth. How you doing, buddy? You're running away from them guards still, eh?
Yeah, I'm thinking of... Is there a way I could get back into that little hallway and somehow bar the door from them opening it?
Potentially. You're going to need to evade them in some fashion, probably by hiding from them for the moment so that they'll pass by you. Do you want to make a hide check on that? Or do you have some other idea in mind? You decide.
Are there any candles near me?
Yeah.
Cool. Can I light something on fire?
Do you have something on fire to light something on fire with?
What's around me? Is there still alcohol around me somewhere?
No, you're just in a random hall at this point.
Damn. Okay.
There's candle sconces sticking out from the
What
walls.
about curtains or a carpet?
Sure.
Yes, that is what I'll light on fire then.
With what?
Isn't there a candle nearby?
Not lit ones. That's my point. There's nothing lit.
Never mind. Okay, then I'm not doing that. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to try and hide. This is gonna go well. Ooh, yeah. There's a curtain. Can I hide behind a curtain?
Sure.
All right. Let's try that.
I'll give you a +2.
Sweet. Just a stealth check?
Yep.
Alright, so with that +2, it's only 14. Shoot.
It's gonna beat their passive perceptions as they rush past, clop, clop, clopping. Their footsteps echo against the wood and the hallway as they disappear around the corner. Where did he go? How did he go?
Super stealthy lizard. Okay, once I think they're gone, I'm gonna head back to that magic door in the wall.
Okay. The camera's going to comically come back to the bottom of the curtain where we see your massive lizard toes step out from behind and clabber away down the wood paneling to towards your destination. Sorry, what are you after? What were you doing?
I want to see if I can bar the door from the inside, so if they try to go into that hallway.
Okay, fair enough. I can't remember. Did I say anything about it being barrable from the inside?
I don't know.
I don't believe so. You're talking about the secret entryway, eh?
Yeah, does it open out or in?
It opens outwards.
Damn.
So yeah, long and the short, I mean, you're going to make your way in there, and that's going to be about it.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that, then if I can't bar it, I don't think I can.
And so it is. You make your way towards and disappear in through the entryway, closing the door behind yourself.
Very nice. I'm going to make my way down the hallway then.
And so it is. You do so, slowly trekking towards wherever this hall might take you. I'll be right back.
And now for your commercial break.
Beverage.
This program is brought to you by
Tampons.
Home Without. Never leave home without.
You guys, who's an expert in magic? When a spell says you touch something and it heals, can you touch yourself and you heal?
Like sexual healing?
Yes.
The spell should probably say, like, what it targets.
It just says touch somebody and the effect applies.
Healing word, right? Or healing touch?
No, it's cure wounds.
Right. Yeah, I think you can touch yourself. I don't know why you can.
When I'm healing then, I'll tell you guys, and please look away.
Yeah, it's almost going to jail tonight.
A creature you touched, I feel like you can do that.
Wonder if Orion's close to me.
Wait, how many cat things are in that room now?
Like 50.
Four so far.
Is brought to you by cats and their dangerous little legs and many big tentacles which will appear in the world of bordello. Here we are, inside the chamber, we see many cats with many piles, and they are taking place with our friends, Adventure. And now to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you very much.
I didn't know this place had a PA system.
It's my money.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I always do this. Don't eat during the game. Anyway, where are we?
Source turn just ended.
Right.
Yeah, I was just
With
hanging
Source
out downtown.
making her way through the hallway. Right. From there, back over to Barium. How you doing, buddy? I'm just gonna swing over to show you, such that you are against the bookshelves and a few of these beasts all around.
So the 3 cats near me, how close are they to one another?
10 feet within 10 feet of each other.
I'm probably within that same 10-foot radius, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to move away towards the staircase, just a few feet, just out of that radius. And I would like to shoot a poison spray in the middle of those 3. It's a 10-foot distance and 10-foot radius.
What?
And I have to double roll to hit, right? Disadvantage.
No, it's a saving throw.
So do I just roll the damage then?
Sorry, I'm just looking that thing up too. There it is. It was wrong browser. So roll your damage. I'm gonna roll my saves.
Rolled 7 damage.
Okay. Both of them are gonna fail their saving throws there. Also, I need to double check that. Which is, if I'm not mistaken, it is yeah, so it's actually no, it's because it's a cantrip is what it is. But more to the point, it only affects one creature and it's 10 feet. Its range 10 feet. So the one gets hit and that's it. But it is going to take the 1d12 poison damage, which is 7. So really, I mean, pick one. Or I guess really it's this one because you moved to where you are, so 10 feet. You run over towards the thing and spray it with poison for 7 points of damage. The thing hisses and screeches. This is, we'll call him White Stripe. For 7 points. Terrific stuff. Right on. As you fire away out towards the thing, your bolt of poison spray splashing against it. It soaks and sears into the thing's flesh, causing a bunch of bald patches against its fur. From there, the camera's going to swing to Laz. Situated as you are amidst the action.
So my questions, I'm just trying to figure out for tactics here. I've got the one that jumped away from me, we already damaged pretty badly, that went up the stairs, right? And getting up to him is gonna put me at further disadvantage trying to strike him from below, is that right?
Striking him on the stairs, You would. I mean, you can only get disadvantage once, which is from his ability, and I mean, yeah, that's about it.
Oh well, if it can't get any worse, let's get at that one.
All right.
For round 2.
You rush up the stairs, heading in towards it, closing the distance. You take a wild swing upon.
There we go, buddy. So this one is the first one is not disadvantage, right? It's just a single straight roll.
Because you have like greater attack or whatever.
Yep. And I natted it again.
Nice.
Sweet. All right. So let's roll some fucking damage. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
My first roll is 2 plus 3, which is 5. I get to roll the d12. Oh, then I have to add on the 2 damage for the, what do you call it, for being in a rage.
A critical worthy of Laz.
That's so terrible. Come on, buddy.
That's terrible stuff.
And then I have to add on the 10 for the Ricardo master. Oh, I need the second d12 roll. The second one's even worse. It's only a 3. All right. So the first one is 5 and 5. That's 10 and 10, 20, 22.
Very nice.
So the first attack.
Okay.
And now the second one is done at disadvantage. So the first roll is a 19 plus 6, which is 25. And now I got to roll it again. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Can't see it. It's underneath there. And the second one's a 23.
Jesus.
So 23.
23 to hit or 23 damage?
To hit.
Hits.
I haven't rolled damage yet.
Hits.
23 to hit. Now you roll damage. So damage is going to be... Fuck you. 1 plus 3 for 4 plus 2 for melee damage. 4, 5, 6, 7. That is terrible for Laz. 7.
7 more, eh?
Yeah. So 29 in total. Dude, what a waste. Every time.
Laz, you watch him rush forward and fire the axe up in a golf swing, cleaving into the thing's chest. As it sits there gurgling blood and gore out of its mouth, Laz lets go of the axe, grabs the thing's jaw, and breaks it, killing the thing instantly, putting it out of its misery. As he grabs his axe, it unceremoniously slithers off of the axe, falling away as a corpse might. As one corpse does. You're muted, bro.
Can I take my, if I do have a bonus to throw the bottom half of the jaw that I just ripped off at the one on top of the table?
Sure. You hurl it over towards, it clatters down on the table. The one suddenly hisses as all its tentacles suddenly rear back, and the thing looks at the blood-spattered spot, the bone clattering down onto the ground, skittering away in front of the young one that leaps backwards at the sight of it. The one walks forward, sniffs, and then looks towards and hisses towards you angrily.
Kitty.
This one's dead. Whoop, I'm going to take the stairs with it. Nice. Let's try that again.
Hell of a hit.
Even with those ones, Jesus Christ.
From there, it's over to Bjorn as the camera swings along upon, and you hear something at the far end, a grinding of stone on stone. The far side of the chamber.
Can I see to the far side?
Not through the darkness. Despite the fireplace, it's still dark at the far side of the chamber.
Okay. Well, I got some more pressing concerns anyways.
Indeed you do.
So I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Whirling blades come into view all around you. Tidal streams of water representing massive waves and small forms splashing about against them.
And I'm going to designate all my allies that I can see as unaffected.
The whirling waters and blades seem to morph in size and shape.
every enemy within 15 feet of me has to make a wisdom save.
Success.
Sorry, that's against 14?
I rolled a 16 plus bonus.
Okay, perfect. And I'm gonna just rotate in closer to that second one to get him in range of it as well.
Sounds good. You rush in towards, bringing to bear all of the force of your whirling guardians. As the etheric energies come about upon, I'm assuming he has to make a save as well then. He is also going to roll a 16 plus bonus and make his save.
Okay, so they'll both take half damage, so 7.
However, because they are displacer beasts, they take no damage on half damage. That sucks, I know. Point being is that as your whirling energies fly through them, blinking as they are, they continue to hiss and with their hackles raised dance about, moving to and fro between the various waves and blades whirling about. Much to your surprise, chagrin, and amazement.
Damn. So I'm just going to have, as my bonus action, have the spiritual blade move 20 feet towards one of them and attack it if that's enough.
Possible. It does so, floating in 20 feet, coming in to rest upon.
At disadvantage, he will miss.
That's unfortunate. And from there, the camera swings upon the etheric blade as it hits naught but air. From there, back to Orion, as from where you're situated next to Barium, the camera sweeps around to show yourselves prepared for heroism, and your next move is.
Okay, so yeah, it's now no longer on the stairs, it's on the table behind me, correct?
That's correct. And it's on like Donkey Kong.
Okay, I'm gonna sprint up the stairs where it was and get the high ground.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna turn to the mirror and I'm gonna shoot the mirror because I don't know what's gonna happen. I just kind of want to shoot the mirror.
Sure, that's. I guess that's legit. Why not?
See if it's some kind of magic or I don't know.
Okay. Cool. Do you have a gunshot for me? I don't actually have my gunshots loaded.
Oh, it's the lame one, but.
As you fire away towards the thing, roll me your attack roll. The gun goes off. The flash of the powder from the muzzle end, sending your cartridge flying.
17.
The head smashes through the glass of the mirror as it explodes, showering glass down upon the floor. Light dissipates from the chamber some, but the fire continues to rage. You hear a loud yell from the far side of the chamber now, from the darkness, from in the shadows at the top of the stairs. The camera pans yonder, just so, showing you situated down below. What do you do?
Can I make out what the yell was? Was it just like a scream or?
It sounded like a human yell, humanoid yell anyhow. You're not sure what language it was. You're not sure if it wasn't just a cry of some sort, a battle cry. You don't see anything over there. You can't really see past the light of the fireplace where there's the displacer beast, the large six-legged tentacled cat beasts.
Okay, I will prepare to reload my weapon, staying up top with the height advantage and looking down at my companions and the beasts below.
Alright, sounds good. You reload and rush up the stairs best you can, reaching the height you could. Looking back upon, the camera pans to show you in your vantage as you look upon the situation down below. bring him up? Maybe I didn't bring him up. Thought he was up here. This guy up there, I guess.
That's what a displacer beast is. That doesn't look good.
Oh shit, I did have one more of these. Huh. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, they look pretty mean.
Yeah, like... Holy shit.
You know what I'm catnip?
This commercial break is brought to you by Kitty Cat Nip.
Fuck.
Buy it now for $5.99 a can at your local tavern.
You see an important looking fellow descending down the steps, long flowing hair and long regal clothes all around him. Walking in behind, you see some decently armored individuals wielding large pointed spears with man catchers built into the side of the blades. As he descends down the stairs, a long sword at his hip. He's got the blade at his hip and this long flowing cloak behind himself that he holds with the other hand as he kind of flourishes it back and forth as he walks like this. Long flowing locks, like I said, and you can see he's got a bit of a cap that seems to be pinned, you'd imagine, to his hair, the way the angle is sitting. As he comes into the firelight, the one massive cat simply looks over as it brings a massive tentacle whipping in towards it and coming into a halt just in front of the man, who simply gives it a caress and pushes it to the side as he walks forth into the light. Standing atop the furs, he suddenly looks over towards the corpse situated on the ground, aghast. Oh, sorry, one sec.
I feel like there was a civil way to do this.
Catnip.
I'm completely blaming Maureen. Like, he shot it.
All this is his fault.
His jaw's totally ripped off. Yep.
What wasn't here, so it's orange.
And I'm the one that's covered in blood.
I can't show up. They always blame the lizard.
Stork will clean you up.
There's an awful lot of people in this very small room.
Yeah, it's getting crowded. Could use some fireballs.
Don't fart
We'll
glass.
chase the boy off.
A couple grenades would work.
Oh, white double teeth.
Anybody got an update on the game? I didn't even see the end of it.
Ian's overtime.
Overtime. Wow.
Sweet.
Montreal
Get out the
swept up.
room. I didn't expect it to be that quick.
Built for the playoffs.
Dude, there's a fly in my room, and I feel like I'm swinging like Laz and just keep fucking clipping it. Takes off. Gotta get it.
Is your home filled with pests? Can you not get a break at all in the day? Sacrifice these pests to the ancient
Okay, sorry. Just figured some shit out there. The fellow walking in across.
Sorry, did the new guards come within 15 feet of me?
No. Actually, you're still... Buddy might be within 15 feet of you. Actually, he's going to see what's going on and stay. Yeah, he's 20 feet away from you. So he's on the other side of his cat, though. And he gives a whistle, and the one cat's going to jump back. And this one's going to leap away as well.
Can I use my reaction to take an attack opportunity there?
Were you in melee? Yeah, you can have it. That's for sure.
Alright, I think a 23 hits. Right?
Yep.
So he'll take 8 damage.
Okay.
Fail.
And this was what, sir?
Uh,
you take a swipe.
Closest.
Huh?
I don't know, whichever one was closest is the one.
Yeah, the one that was jumping away from you. You take a swing towards and smack upon the thing's hindquarters as it leaps away. It scowls and hisses, and the well-dressed individual standing across shouts out towards you in Kalashite. You recognize the terminology, something to the effect of halt. As the camera pans against the scene, it shows the guards in behind standing in their glinting armor, making their way past the darkness into the light. They've reached the end of their double move this turn. Actually, technically they can move a little further. So they'll end up in front here. Actually, no, wait, whirling shit. They'll swap. And this guy will move to here. He's good. Easy. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. That's good. Everybody's good. Alright, cool. From where he's situated on the other side, he looks upon you where you stand and says, "Who the devils are you?" His voice carrying out of the light into the fading darkness where Bjorn stands at the edge.
I'm Bjorn the Ballista-Proof, and I've come to retrieve Rico's... Shit, what was the word for it again? Legacy.
He looks upon you. Why so many so interested in this legacy? Who is it that has hired you, that you come upon this place? Why do you invade my home for this? What is your interest?
It's a matter of honor, blood that's owed.
Do you work for Fuzul? Are you so foolish to think that Fuzul is worth doing this for now that he is dead? What money has he put towards this?
I don't do this for Fuzul, I do it for Rico.
You do this for Ricardo. You lie.
He was one of us.
Lights in this joint.
Why don't you ask his sister?
He looks towards you. Who is this that speaks to me? Come out of the darkness. You cowardly interlopers, stealing into my home. My place of work and business.
This is your home. Can you turn the lights on?
He simply looks upon you and gives a glance about and says, "Of course." And he gives a clap. Place suddenly grows in illumination, becoming much, much brighter as the several candles around the place suddenly strike to life. Sorry, what was that?
Thank you.
He gives a nod at this and says, "So, you have come into my office here, my special place, my reliquary. You have damaged so much of my belongings. You have murdered one of my prized possessions. Look at this." And he gestures towards the cat splayed out on the ground as the others behind him, behind his guards, slink away. their tentacles now folded up as they walk back and forth menacingly, staring at you, licking their lips. He simply says, "You seek this out for Ricardo." Who are you?
We'll slay many more if you don't return his legacy.
Who are you
You'll
that
have
you
0 captives
speak?
and 1 or 3 left.
Who are you that you speak for this De La Vega? Where is he now?
He's dead.
You are here for a dead man, no matter which way. Be it for Fuzul or De La Vega. You are here for dead men. Who has your interest here? Oh, somebody did say Sophie, eh?
Yeah, Ryan brought her up.
Oh, he's stepped right to do it with the kids.
Where was she in all this? Is she not with us?
She was just chilling in the
She's
tunnel.
smart.
Yeah. She's back.
Just pointed us in this direction and went home.
She can walk in at this point, really. Where did I put her, though? Or did I have a mini for her yet? I guess I didn't yet,
I don't
eh?
think so.
No, I didn't. That's right. Okay, no, I got a mini for her then. There you are. The camera will pan against the doorway as from it comes Miss De La Vega herself, who walks into view, walking alongside where Bjorn stands astride the remaining candelabras, some furnishings and bric-a-brac displayed about. She simply stands there for a moment as the regally dressed individual stares. "Who are you?" He simply says after a moment. And she gives a quick bow with the statement, "Do you not remember me? I had come for my father's legacy, and you turned me away, insulting me, demanding my body in exchange for nothing, I imagine, with that laugh that you gave me. Not that I would consider it with one such as yourself. Especially not for the honor of my father. You dirty, terrible, horrible. That is enough. That is enough. I hear this enough. What? Who are you? Are Ricardo's daughter then?" And the camera pans against her face and then cuts back to the fellow who says, "You come into my place of business and you kill my pet because you demand your father's honor?" She looks around for a moment and says, "This could have been solved peaceably if you had taken me seriously to begin with. What evidence do you have that you are Ricardo de la Vega's, the great Ricardo de la Vega's daughter? I did not know of any family in his history whatsoever. And here you stand before me, insulting me with possible lies regarding a dear friend. What evidence do you have, dear child?"
As this is going on, Laz is walking down the stairs and gonna get in a semi-decent position here, flanking if I can on whoever's up there at the front. Just keeping an eye on things.
So the camera pans to show like the whole of it. They've got a decent line set up, but he's moved himself forward. I don't know if Bjorn is concentrating on the whirling stuff around himself.
Yeah.
But he's gonna
I haven't
keep
dismissed it yet.
But he's gonna keep his distance so that he's not at risk of getting hit by it. His guards are keeping their distance, but he's positioned himself as such. So as Laz is moving in close and moves in through the whirlwind and stands next to Bjorn, it's pretty obvious as to why they're not in quite the easy position to get a flankable. They're literally just walling off the area right there, holding a defensive line.
Right. Like I said, I just didn't want to be left out of the fun when it all starts to happen.
But that said, with a walk, you can make your way right into the middle of the fray. setting up your own little kind of perimeter line. Sophie, at this point, she walks forth, stepping around the furnishings, kicking the one chair out of the way, and simply says,
Sorry, I'm gonna drop my spell then.
Oh, because she's not one of your...
I can
she's
see her
outside
when I
15
cast
feet.
it.
She's outside
Okay.
15 feet. Point being, she stays 15 feet away from you, fearing that fucking thing herself. And moreover is gonna shout over top it. What evidence have I of my lineage? I have the memories of my father and my brother. I have the memories of my mother. And for that, I am cursed with that evidence. But if you need more, I have. And she reaches into one of her satchels and pulls up the flap. And she pulls out a large key. And she lets it dangle at the end of a string. And the fellow, regally dressed as he is, his eyes go wide as he looks towards it and says, "How do you have these?" To which Sophie says, "Because I am Ricardo de Vega's daughter. And his legacy belongs to me."
This could be the key to another vehicle.
It's not heard.
You ready to 3D print the next one?
We're gonna have to do a new one.
My bus not good enough for you.
It's on a driving robot.
Orion's gonna be getting impatient. He's gonna bust into the conversation.
Oh, for the love of dollars, Juan, would you just give her what she wants? She has Ricardo's goddamn signet ring and his chain from his dead body that she found. The girl has gone through enough. Give us the legacy, and we can be on our way, and nothing else will have to break in this beautiful chamber you have. Or else I'll fucking crack the next mirror I see and kill the next cat that I run into. I don't care how cute they are and how nicely they purr.
At which point, the fellow says, "I just realized you've broken... Why would you break the... What possesses you?"
I saw 6 more cats in it. I thought there was an enemy there, so I shot it. Why do you leave such devastating creatures? Why can't you just have a normal house cat? Why
Please.
does it have to be some beast from another world prowling through your thing? I went to your fireplace to light a nice fire, and your rug attacked me.
He gives a smirk at this and says, "Yes, it is my security. Don't you know? One of many forms. However, none of this is an excuse. There is no excuse for you entering into my home as such. Coming into my place as such, my home, my safety, my fortress. Although, now I question the term fortress." He turns about and his guards move to the side, making way. And his cats move backwards. As the one steps forward, he moves over towards the fireplace, giving the rug a look. Such a waste. He reaches up on the mantle and he pushes one of the protrusions inwards, and the fireplace shuts off. And he looks towards you and reaches over towards the second protrusion and gives it a press. You guys hear the grinding of stone on stone, and gears roaring to life for the moment as a door slides to the side behind the fireplace. The fellow simply steps in, and a moment later steps out with a crystalline trophy of sorts in his hands. He holds it aloft, bringing it forth, and as he does, he simply says, "I believe this belongs to you, Miss de la Vega." He holds it aloft, his reflection showing it with 2 arms outstretched. She simply walks forward. As you can easily see, tears starting to stream down her cheeks, and she takes it in her grasp, and she simply giggles and says, "It's colder than I expected." Yes, it is made of magical ice. It is meant to give it the majesty that the great race deserves. And now it is yours, Miss De La Vega. The camera pans against her face as she backs away from him, holding the cup in hand. In the background, you hear one of the cats yowl in a sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Emotional way, if you will. The guards at either side don't move. They remain stationary and motionless. And the camera pans against the fellow sitting across Sophie as he simply gives a bow and says, "It is my honor to have held it for Ricardo all these years. I am glad to see that he did, in fact, get around to raising a family after all. Now get the fuck out of my... Hey, go
I
ahead.
thank him for being reasonable, and I let my spirits dissipate.
He says, "Of course. Now get the fuck out of here." And he turns around and says to one of the guards, "Get me a cleaning crew." And he walks past his guards as his guards simply stand there. One of them kind of holds his spear, raises his visor, and says in Kalashite something to the effect of, "Peaceably go."
Ah, for fuck's sakes, this is supposed to be an awesome fucking heist, not some kind of fucking playground bullshit. Where you kill your friend's cat, and then his mom comes in and you stab her in the throat. Fuck.
I have experience.
Orion will leave upset.
Come on, we got what we were after. And I turn around.
Lance is just shaking his head, following him out. What the fuck just happened? Like, I was all pumped up for a big fight, and this.
Do you need any help cleaning up?
As you turn around to as you ask him this, he the one guard simply lowers his visor and then leans back on his spear, and then looks over at the other one who walks away to do as the regally dressed fellow said. Nobody answers you.
As Sork is eyeballing the cat's carcass.
Yeah, I'm kind of shitting.
From the doorway, I wanted to say, as you guys open the secret doorway, seeing Sora standing on the other side, looking voracious and ready to fuck shit up, you see the dead cat there.
Why are we leaving?
Just indulged in a great buffet, and we were all full, and we're heading home. We got what we need, we're out of here. You really missed out, so I don't know what you were doing.
I'm gonna put my bow away and try to shoot you back down the hallway. This tight ass hallway.
You guys do so. One after the next, making your way back towards the second floor through the secret entryway. A couple servants eyeball you as they're making their way with a cleaning cart up the normal way to the offices as you come walking out of the wall. As you make your way back towards the drinking area, you can see the Pasha, now with a hookah that he obviously had asked for, had brought over. Situated next to Mansour, who simply looks at you, and curling up his massive sleeves, he folds his arms and says, "So, what is this? We barely heard any sort of noise."
You can ask the others. I'm gonna go to bed.
He simply watches the short one go by. "Oh yes? It was easier?" The Pasha looks up towards you. "So tell us about it. See it, please, yeah."
He...
Sword, watch your tail.
He was kind enough to offer us the legacy with almost no fight. He was a very reasonable man.
"What is this legacy?" he says, looking over towards Mansour. "Sword, watch your tail!" He says, your tail suddenly comes whipping close to him, and he looks back towards you and says, "Sit over there. Please, everybody, see it." "What is this legacy?"
Ricardo's trophy from the Great Race.
His trophy. Is this what we were hearing about in the Godwin Godfrey had the legacy of Ricardo de la Vega? Why?
Believe they were close friends.
So it is, huh? So?
Does Sophie have any explanation on this? I mean, I'm personally just interested in. Because didn't she say she had asked him for it and he had denied her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she actually addressed it when she first walks in. She said she made the statement that this could have been peaceable, but yeah, that Godwin took her for a joke, and said she could have it for a night of her body.
He didn't refute this either.
Is she still here?
That's an excellent question. As you guys make your way back, you look behind you and don't see her exit through the entryway. You don't see her come towards the second floor from down that hall. And as you look around, you don't see her in the crowd. You're sitting nearby the stairs, so you couldn't see her leave. You could see her if she left. You would see her if she left. But as you look around, you don't see her. You don't see her
find
making
another Della Vega in a can, cut pieces, ruin the day.
Something seems off.
Yeah, Ricardo's daughter was just here with the trophy and now she's gone.
We helped the girl and she doesn't even give us as much of a thanks.
The Pasha looks over towards Mansour, and Mansour simply, with his arms folded, looks over towards him. Mansour, the Pasha raises an eyebrow and looks back towards you. If that trophy is as coveted as it is, I assure you, Miss de la Vega would do well to simply vanish. As well as she can. Until such that she can secure it and know that nobody knows where it is. It is a very valuable artifact. For not being an artifact.
Why is it so valuable?
That's a good question. It is collectible, I suppose. I don't hold any value to it myself. Mansour? I think it is silly. And that is Mansour's opinion. But it is coveted for a reason, I suppose. Atronach had his reason. Yeah? Miss de la Vega have hers. And Mr. Godfrey, he was honor bound to his friend, I suppose. Simple, huh? I don't imagine there are too many who covet it. However, those that do would probably not stop at ending a life for it, huh? So we have seen.
Can I make an insight check on them?
What do you mean?
Like, can I roll insight to see if I think they're telling the truth?
If you think the Pasha's telling the
You
truth?
don't think it's valuable?
Yeah, by all means.
8.
As you look towards them, they are very aloof about it. They don't seem to care at all. You seem to equate it, or rather, they seem to maybe equate it to the way one thinks of like hockey cards. You know, hockey cards might be really valuable to the right person, but these guys don't give a shit.
Okay.
That said, the Pasha continues to smoke and smolder on his hookah pipe as the serving folk come by, take orders. Food is served. The Pasha pays, and you guys disperse for the evening. Evening? What time of day was it, actually? Midday?
I think it was headed toward the evening because we were on
Yeah.
a 12-hour deadline.
That's right, yeah. So
we had 10 hours when we got to the bordello.
that's right. So it's been an hour in. After a meal, the race is about 8 hours away. You guys have yourself set for the evening if you want to sleep in and then get up and race. Or if you got shit to do through the night, it's up to you. But the race is tomorrow.
I mean, I'm gonna hit up Orion. Like, I still think that I need to restock on potions, and it's a little bit more than I was planning on. You know, can we get the Pasha to front this and send somebody out to pick up a pile of these?
Are you waking me from my sleep?
Honestly, you've already gone to your nap?
Orion hasn't slept in 36 hours.
Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Sanitarian's gonna go cuddle with Orion.
I mean, you can wake me up by all means.
Well, actually, I was gonna say no one's waking you the fuck up. Like, nope, just nobody's gonna be waking you up.
Yeah, there was Mo left a pile of money inside the.
Oh yeah, he left all the shit on top, but has anybody found it?
Probably you if you were the first one back. Where are you sleeping?
Oh. Well, I would have gone inside the cabin. Do we enter through the top or do we enter through the side?
It's sleep meat hawker.
Yeah, the burnt meat.
It's all cooked now.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they cleaned it. I thought that was what
It's been burnt out. They're working on it, sort of.
Oh, shit.
The fucking bus is fucked right now.
Okay,
It's all burnt on the inside, and there's meat that was fucking floating around. It's like there's grease that's been spilling from the burnt fucking meat depositories all around the place. And it's just like, it's in puddles in the middle of twisted metal floor from the fire heat. Like, it's not a good scene. This fucking bus is fucked. Actually, you guys should see, I put some lighter fluid to the model to represent it. Looks, no, I'm kidding. I wouldn't. Like, fucking hell, I would do that.
I guess Orion would have just found a spot against like a wall or some rubble and just closed his eyes.
Okay.
The bus is that room.
Sounds good.
Sword trashed my bus. Mo scorched my bus. What's next?
Would any of the cleaners have found Mo's shit on top of the bus?
The cleaners that Buddy hired for his home?
The maintenance crew or whatever it was? Would they have
Nice
found
tip
it?
if they did.
Oh, fair enough. No. They came in and... Did you guys hire cleaners to work on the bus?
Was supposed to, yeah.
Pasha, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That is... Okay, my bad.
I'm gonna do some painting for me too.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah. So... You know what? They do actually find the shit up on top of it. They find Mo's crap up there. Couple bucks. I'm not sure whatever else you left, actually. What else did Mo leave behind?
I think it was just a lot of money, wasn't it?
He left like 25 platinum or something
Yeah,
crazy,
25
like all his
platinum.
winnings.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All his shit.
they don't say shit though, eh? The cleaners, they don't say a word.
They don't say anything.
Not a goddamn syllable is spoken of no monies on top of the bus.
Those assholes.
You're never cleaning again after this job.
Yeah, that's it.
Point being, the bus is cleaned of stuff. The meat's dragged out. It looks like it's still charred, and the seats are bare, and it's ugly as fuck inside the bus. But it is cleared of shit, I guess you could say. All the meat's been raked out, and all the old leather and burnt bits have been scraped off the walls and peeled away from the bus's interior best one can.
Is there any meat that's still salvageable that's not burnt to a crisp?
Actually, yeah. Basically, because you had everything piled together, the stuff on the inside cooked really well, while the stuff on the outside just acted like kind of a heat layer, really. A heat shield.
All right. What's not burnt? Can I start putting it back in the bus?
I
don't know why to pick it out.
There's literally now you have I'm gonna say you have like fucking 50 pounds of cooked meat now at this point, just random meat.
Perfect. I'll take it.
Body parts mostly. It is cooked. Some of it, medium rare. Some of it a little rare, but some of it's Chicago style. So with that said. Sorth sets to work, packing shit back in. That's not going to take him too long.
After that, I'm just going to, do that thing that dogs do. When they circle around a spot to sleep and then just crash.
That sounds good. You do so. So that's Orient and Sorth. Sorry, Bjorn?
I'm going to... When I get back, I take a look at the paint job they did on the bus, and I asked them if the merchant came by or not.
It seems that you know what? Yeah, all right. Guy shows up. Guy showed up already and was apparently pleased with what he saw. You're looking at the logo. It's more or less what you described. What was he going to give you?
Some sort of boots to help me get from one vehicle to the
That's
next.
Right. He said he was pleased and to tell Bjorn the lasting roof to come and get his just gift, his sponsorship.
All right. I will... Hearing that news, head out to the shop again to go pick them up.
Sounds good. You come in upon the quiet residence, knocking on the door. The light goes on, and a moment later, a fellow with a candelabra comes to the door. It is, in fact, the leather worker who looks at you with bleary eyes that go wide, and he gives a simple nod. Yes, come in. Look at...
Sorry to disturb you so late, but the next leg starts tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Yeah. He stumbles over towards the counter and, reaching in behind, he pulls out a large set of soft ankle boots and puts them up on top of the counter. Here, you try these. As you come in towards, you see they've got molded steel toes and a shank on the bottom. You can see that the heels are reinforced, and they've got some sort of striping along the outer edge of the boot. So just along here, the whole of the length, all around. As he says, as he gestures towards it, he's towards the boots. He says, "Be careful. Don't think of height. Don't think of fly. Don't think of nothing up. Okay, you think down. Think only down."
How do they work?
You think up, you go up. Don't go up. Think down right now.
I try them on, and once I put them on, I try really hard not to think up.
Okay. Throw me wisdom. Don't suck.
Call it a save.
Yeah.
11.
You almost think up. You almost do. And you feel a weird tingle in your heels. As you walk towards the door, you suddenly find yourself an inch off the ground, narrowly missing the door jamb. As you step out into the street, and you hear the old man, "I said don't think up, don't think up, don't think up. Careful. Think down.
Stop saying up."
As you say this back to him, he said, "No!" And you suddenly sproing yourself up off the ground as you suddenly feel a tingle in your feet, and before you know it, you jump. Your boots carrying you up easily 10 feet into the air before they point down towards the ground, heavy for some reason with their steel ends, and you find your feet pointing easily as you come down onto the ground with a perfect landing. It feels soft, yet you just fell a full story. As you recount everything in your head, you look at yourself in your armor. You weigh however much, and the old man says, okay, you be careful, you think up and you jump is a lot higher. You try now, go. Jump.
I'll take a little bit of a running start and think up and jump.
No, not like boing. Hang on a second. I didn't even think of what to play for this, but I think I know. Please tell me. Come on. Man, there are days. I really hate Spotify some days. There's some days. It's just so disappointing. So disappointing. Right? I mean, honestly. Like, anything could have done, but... No, that's not going to work. Is that going to work? Is that almost going to... Yes! Here we go. And... This one? Please don't suck. No, it's not gonna work. Fuck. John Williams, you're such a pain in the ass to try and find music across. No, that's not gonna work. Fuck, one of these is good, right? You know what? This'll do. Fuck it. We'll just go with the theme. You jump, leaping forth, soaring, like a bird, like a plane, like a big armored buffoon. Roll me acrobatics or athletics, quick. It's not a save, it's a skill check. Do your best. Oh my god, that's the end.
Crit for 26.
Look at you, grabbing a hold of the edge of the inn like a fucking champion, leaping up over it. Whole buildings in a single bed. Well, it was two, but over you go. And kadunk down below, expertly jumping again like a fucking grasshopper, plated and full of your god's power. Away you go across the city.
These are glorious, thank you.
You land back down in front of the old man. He simply looks at you as you land there. He says, I've never seen anybody make the jump the first time before. You are the first. Well done.
Valkyr is with me.
So he must be. Go strong, and carry my name with honor.
Can't promise that last bit, but...
As you leap off this tiny fucking flea grasshopper thing, leaping over buildings, having the time of your life, the camera fades to black against you, and then fades back to show your companions. Actually, I guess you're going home to sleep yourself.
Yeah.
So who's next? Laz?
I mean, Laz is probably going to mention to, if Orion's not there, is going to mention to Mansoor his, underlying concern about not having enough healing potions to keep the band together. But otherwise, we're going to have people dropping like flies because of how many we went through in the last big fight.
He says to you, do you have supply for this?
Well, I think we just need to reload the bus for us to get through the next leg.
You have a supply for this? He says to you simply.
I don't know. I need help finding it. I went out to find it and it didn't go so well.
What mean this?
Well, the healing potions that we had.
What do you mean it no go well? What'd you do?
Well, I found one, and I found it at, I don't know, I paid 40 gold. I didn't have enough money on me to cover restocking the bus, and we had 12 when we started out the last leg of the race.
A dozen is a good number. You did not have the money for this, but what of your winnings? Are we holding them?
Yeah, I don't have them.
And nothing? Nobody of the crew thought to do anything of this. 40 gold in this climate is a very good price for.
They've all been a little busy chasing down trophies.
He simply says, he folds his arms. So it is. He reaches up into his sleeve and he jangling pulls out a coin purse and he holds it forth for you. And he puts up a finger and he reaches back and he pulls out another 2. And he says, each of these should buy you 2 of these, huh? Plus a bit extra should you want to take a cart or wagon to destination.
Thank you.
He gives a bow at this, doesn't say a word. I shall tell Pasha of budgetary need, huh? We have more medical attention when we get to Teshburo.
Probably. And Laz is going to make his way back to, I think it was at the temple. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was, but where we had picked up the last one. I picked up one trying to low down.
Sorry, this is the last what?
When I was trying to, when we found the last, when I found the last one, I think it was at the temple.
Yeah.
That's where I picked it up from.
Yeah.
And so the idea would be to go back there and say, you know, hey, can we get a deal if we buy more than a couple?
As you make your way back towards the temple, the music that echoes away from the building in the distance cannot be understated. You hear incredible beats echoing away from the towers of the temple building. You hear shouting, cheering, and singing. You hear it echoing out all around, easily bursting away from the building with every shout. An explosion of noise as the crowds cheer for something going on. You, as you crest over a hill, can see the temple now, and you can the temple proper as opposed to just the spires, and you can see people collected upon top of the temple's rooftop, and they're dancing about and singing and throwing streamers of colored sorts all around, and they seem to be throwing rice and bits of colored cloth that have been torn and thrown, ribbons again streamering through the air, caught by winds and becoming a strange tornado of billowing colors. A beautiful display of incredible things as they sing and dance, the music taking hold and a woman's voice carrying around the place. Some sort of performance is taking place. You continue along, making your way towards the temple. The crowd around is thick, and it's difficult for a person of your size to, pardon me, I'm making my way. Do you intimidate, or do you just bulldoze? Or do you persuade? Do you make your way gently, with gentle push, as Assassin's Creed calls it?
I can see Laz dance a little bit on the way over. Trying to dance his way across the...
Throw me performance!
Yeah, buddy.
Also, throw an advantage. The beats are heavy and spark something deep inside your massive tribal heart.
Alright, so the first one's a 17. And the second one is a 13.
And so it is. Making your way over towards the temple, it overtakes you. Your soul shakes, your heart quakes, your legs move to and fro. The rhythm overtakes as you become one with the flow. You make your way sashaying to and fro through the whole of the crowd, moving around each individual that was suddenly moving with you, vibrating as you do, shaking to and around. The lot of you suddenly in a, not a conga line, but a pseudo river of people, of energy, just making your way, loving the music as y'all make your way towards the entryway of the temple. And you eventually, followed by a gaggle of different individuals, walk into the place, surrounded by all these people. Some of them grab at you, some of them hold on to you, some of the smaller ones even clamber up onto you and jump off of you onto the nearby crowd where you watch them surf away. But overall, it's a good time. It's a good time as you make your way into the temple proper. The echo of the building all around you as you see several priests kind of just, you want to say cowering from the noise off to the one side with a stack of books, patients, and medications as they've triaged away from the noise best they can. Or cordoned, not triage, cordoned away from the noise best they can.
So I'll make sure I try and usher the rest of the party to follow me and back out the door to get them out of the way, and then make my way over to one of the priests.
You close the distance on the priesthood pretty easily. Getting to there, you see that they're, like I said, attending to whomever. They look towards you, and the crowd that is following along. There's a whole bunch of people dancing alongside you, dancing to the music that's outside now, echoing from the outside of the temple into it. They think the party's still going, and you're looking at them, assuming the medications that are stockpiled on the shelf in the closed cabinature behind the priesthood.
Great. So yeah, I'm gonna approach the priest and be like, "What is going on out there?"
Why do you bring this noise into here? Can you not see there are hurt people? This man tried to sleep. Take this away. The party is out there.
I didn't bring it.
Rufus, they're celebrating. They celebrate there, not in here. Gentle now. Get me there. And he makes his way over towards like one of the cabinet doors and opens it up, grabbing a draft out of it. He pulls the cork off and serves it up to the one patient, and then soothes and falls back down as he lowers his head and lets the patient sleep, giving him a nuzzle on the head. There, you will be fine, Take this noise away from here. This is no place for this. You fools, out. Take your revelry elsewhere. Go, take your drinks, all of you. Go, put your shirt back on.
I'm gonna try and help them, usher them out the door.
You quickly turn around and with your massive stature, throw me persuasion at advantage for your massive size.
Cannot persuasion. First one is a 12.
Okay.
Second is an 18.
Ooh, that's gonna be all right. As you're making your way, pushing everybody out, one of the ladies gets in between your thighs, rubbing against you, rubbing a hand up under your loincloth best she can, digging around. She finds something, but you're here for healing potions, not for any of that. You can't. Although it's been a while. It's really been a... No. You get one track mind here. That is healing potions. Get out of here, woman. So it is. You push her. I mean, I don't know what Laz is into, really. I'm not going to speak for you, but point being.
I've been on this tack for about 2 sessions. I want to make sure we're stocked.
You push everybody out and turn around towards, and the priest, looking at you, who is being protestive, looks back towards his patient with a gruff guffaw. The one that was assisting him, attending, looks over towards you all, and looks over towards you specifically, and gives you a wave over, and says, "What is it that you need?"
Says, "I need to restock our race field."
Come. What do you have? How much? What do you have?
I need potions. I need healing potions.
He looks at the money that you've brought towards him. He reaches in behind at the cabinature, and he takes... sorry, one sec here. He takes... brain dead here. Sorry, he takes, he leaves you 60 gold, or 6 of the platinum, and gives you 6 of these potions.
Thank you.
He gives you a nod at this, and
Sorry about the party.
And says, "Go with the grace of all, and do win, because I have 4 platinum upon the boss."
We'll do our best.
Okay, you go with.
I'm gonna make sure when I open the doors, it's literally just enough to get me out the door and shut it behind me, so they don't have a party at Atronach's rolling in.
You give a coy wave back, I'm assuming, before you do so.
Yeah.
Like so much crunk out of the Emperor's New Groove, you squeeze out through the door, disappearing from view with your new sack of potions in hand. The potion to heal dudes with. So, ending up soon after on the other side of the crowd once again. You make your way back towards your crew, leaving behind the performance in the darkness.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna crash.
You do so, like a ton of bricks. You fall into bed and are gondo. Orion, anything to declare? Or you already crashed out. Barium, anything to declare?
Barium's doing the same. Just gonna knock out.
Okay.
On top of Orion.
Very good. With that, Sorry, one sec here. Okay. So, Ike, are you ready for this? Do you think you can do this? The short, slender, bald man looks up towards you and then looks over towards the other fellow who you've met before. He's a pilot of sorts, last you know. As the pilot, a spindly fellow with large arms and large thighs, looks towards you and gives a nod. Ike, is it? He says, as he looks towards you. The camera pans over towards the guy. As Sigma looks up towards you and says, Ike, I need you to conduct work for me alongside my man here. He will keep you safe, he says as he looks over towards Ike, the guy. As Sigma gives you a nod and says, do you require anything?
No, I'll get the job done.
I trust you will. Here, take this with you. And he holds aloft a small case that when you open it up reveals inside 2 magical daggers and a coiled magical whip.
Is there a specific...
They're all +1.
Okay.
He says, take these. Ensure the safety of our man here. And he looks over towards the pilot. And he says, sorry, one sec here. I forgot what.
+1, is that like 2 hits, 2 damage?
Sorry, say again? Yeah, +1. A +1 is +1 to hit and +1 to damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
So with that said, he looks over towards the spindly fellow next to you, and he says, so, the payment you have will be enough, I assume? And the man says, yes. And to which Sigma says, excellent. I shall expect a victory of you, for I have much monies on this. And if Ricardo de la Vega could place, I assume that you can as well, yes? To which the pilot standing next to you simply looks over and says, with his assistance, I don't see how I could possibly lose. I thank you for coming with me, Ike. This will be terrific. I see great things ahead. And the camera pans against the pilot as he looks down towards Sigma and says, you honor me with this opportunity, Sigma. To which Sigma simply says, Senaton, nobody deserves it more than you. I trust you. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. And so with that, Senaton looks over towards you and says, Ike, you know where we are to be headed? The paddock? Do you know where it is? And you do. Sigma gave you directions. Lead the way, he says. And so it is. The camera crossfades to show the lot of you a moment later, the pair of you a moment later, situated across from a young-ish guild leader. He introduces himself as Hamid, and after a moment of you guys explaining who you are and what you're there for, he looks at you and says, you say our name is Ike?
Yes.
He gives a nod at this, and I don't need to pay you? He looks over towards the other foot. Senathon, you have driven before? And Senathon simply gives a smirk and a simple nod. Yes, I have driven much. I have driven plenty of times. Have you ever driven in a race? Senathon looks at him. No, he says after a moment.
I can
Okay.
guarantee his excellency though.
The Pasha looks over towards you and gives a nod at this. And then a shrug. Well, if you are willing to bet your life, so it is. And he pulls out a small hookah from underneath the table and he puts it up on top of the table. And he looks over towards his vizier who steps out from the shadows and he pulls out a single finger and snaps a thumb out that ignites with a flame, and he ignites the top of the hookah for the Pasha as the Pasha starts to smoke and smolder on the bowl. And after a brief moment, he hooks up the hose and he takes one of the hoses off and he offers it towards Senathon. Senathon simply gives a wave. I apologize. I don't mean to be rude. However, I do not smoke. To which the Pasha simply gives a nod and offers it towards Mansour, who looks for a moment and then takes the hose and puffs idly on it. The camera pans against your face as you what, if anything? If nothing, it's fine too. The moment passes without incident.
Did I pass when walking to Abby's office? Did I pass by the Berk bus?
You know what? No, because the garage would be shut at this hour.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. There is no. It's open air. Yeah, you totally see it. It's right over there. In fact.
I asked, and are you sure the equipment is usable?
The Pasha looks over towards the bus and then at you, and says, "I have faith in my crew. I am sure they will do what is necessary.
If
They
you
have no
trust me,
choice."
I will too.
He gives a nod at this. Then you will fit right in. Survival is what we do here. First and foremost, we are survivors. The camera crossfades to show you, to show him, to show Senathon as he looks over towards Mansour and then says, "I will have a glass of wine though if you have it." From there it cuts. And as the sun slowly rises the next day. No, that's not going to be it. As the sun slowly rises the next day, heating up the plains, the desert sands that stretch away. It's about 7 in the morning-ish as the first trumpets begin to blare. The announcements begin to take over the whole of the atmosphere, echoing from the starting valley all the way through the whole of the place. The camera pans against the paddock to show the lot of you guys situated around a fire that is currently being tended to by a large, furry, burly figure who stands over a snoring, scaled individual until such the moment that he holds a spit with a bit of meat down towards his companion, his lifelong companion's nose, and says, "Hey, scales. Hey, Sophie. And as your eyes snap open, the yellow focusing around the massive iris that comes into see upon the chunk of meat, cooked and spiced and situated not but half a foot away from you. You find yourself immediately and instinctually jumping towards it without even meaning to, and taking it off the stick, enjoying the incredible succulent flavor as your eyes focus upon none other than No?
Oh yeah, what? Sorry. Gurgit.
As you hiss out the word, he gives a smirk and a smile that grows into a massive smile and a grin. As his horns glint in the sunlight, he looks over towards the rest of your companions who are slowly milling about and getting themselves prepared for the day. And he says, I just arrived, you are just leaving, ha ha ha. But I go to Teshburo from here next. Perhaps they take caravan over to temple. He sits in the west. There is much money to be made for ruggies here, huh? I sell great mass amounts of fabrics and leather here as well. It's very, very lucrative, but it's slow to move. I'm glad to see you. As he grabs another slab of meat and slaps it down on the grill, the whole of the place permeated by the sounds of the gristle and the smell of the gristle and just so much gristle. But the point being is that he looks towards you and the rest of the group as you guys are doing what to prepare yourselves for the race. You have less than an hour.
As the meat's cooking, I'm gonna stare at it and just be like, I've missed you too.
It drips mightily. And Kurgan says, I know, buddy. I know. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll climb into the bus. I'm going to pretend like I'm checking things out. And then I'll climb into the bus and I'll take a look around. And then
to your surprise, the inside of the bus has been polished of the soot. It has been scraped of the grime. It has been cleaned. And what's more, believe it or not, is the seats have been recushioned and reupholstered. Although you can see that it's haphazard, it has been done. The cockpit has been cleaned to some degree, as best one could in the amount of time that it clearly took to do this. As you were,
I'll
sorry?
just kind of nod in like shock and like an impressive like wow. But I'll immediately whip out the key that I found on Ricardo's body for his lockbox, and I'll start searching the inside of the bus for the lockbox.
Fair enough. You managed to find it pretty easily, actually. It's under the driver's seat. It's on top of an old leather jacket he had with him. And as you pull it out, looking on the back of the leather jacket, you see De La Vega written in a scripture. It's got upon it a crest of some sort, showing an eagle hanging over the dunes and a clear path stretched across it. What's more is as you stare upon it, you realize that the whole thing is actually stylized to look like an individual staring a traditional sort of fellow wrapped up. So like the eagle is the wrapping around the fellow, and it becomes the bottom half. Actually, it becomes the whole head, we'll say. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Point being is it's a big stylized crest, really cool stuff, awesome, and depicts what you can imagine to be the Great Race, or its logo at one point. As you pull away the jacket, which is too big for you, and it's somewhat ratty. Well, it's not ratty, actually. It's just really worn. You know that when leather jackets just become really faded and patchy and whatnot? So, point being, it was never treated. Yeah, you open the lockbox. Cracking it open, you see inside a couple coins from, as you look upon them, various areas of Kalimshan. They look like souvenirs. You see a couple little jars with bits of sand and granulated stone in them. Looks like just collections of dirt. You see a couple parchments, little of various sizes. They have what seem to be signatures upon them. You see a few keys, and one of them, as you look upon them, one of them strikes your attention. You recognize it. And as you look upon it, despite your shit sight and your shit's reception, you suddenly are reminded of Sophie when she held her fist aloft and let something dangle. And you look upon the key and you look at that memory in your mind, and it's really fuzzy. And it kind of sparks, and suddenly there's TV static, because it's a 10, motherfucker. And from there, the camera pans against the hole of the box, and your face as you what?
I will gently close the box, slip the key back into my tunic, and then take the box to my quarters and hide it in my locker.
You do so.
And I will leave the jacket, instead of under the seat, I'll place it on the seat, like kind of sitting on it so you can kind of see it.
The camera pans upwards as you block the view and then disappear from frame to reveal the jacket there. And it just kind of centers on that for a moment before it crossfades away. And then it shows barium as you're looking upon the bus, noting that it's been cleaned up. The Pasha comes into view holding himself a teacup. And as it smolders, steaming away in his hand, he looks around at the whole of the crew and at the bus, and he says, I paid the cleaning crew extra. This should be better than driving in a pile of burnt shit, huh?
You sure do know how to hire a crew.
It was not easy. It was not easy. But we managed, and here we are. And he sips his tea and suddenly, too hot. So, you are prepared?
I am.
Good. This next leg, do you know of it? Have you asked about it? Do you know anything of it?
Know nothing of it. What information do you have for me?
Not much myself. I only know what Mansour says, huh? He takes another sip of his tea. Frustrated, he powers through it, taking another sip, and then you can see it really burn his tongue. But he says, Mansour said the next leg, it is long, is what it is known for. This is Tashbural you go to. So Tashbural is a naval city. Is the farthest point of Kalamshan. He gives a nod as he says this, and it's a fun city from what I understand. For all the military and the tourism that occurs there for the those who come down from the Moonshe. But this is Mansour speak, huh? He is a man of the sea, I am not. I like boat, water and sailing, but is not like Mansour. I digress. This next leg is long. Let's hope this Senator, he is capable, huh? Then he simply looks up towards the bus as he does, as he says this, and puts a hand on the bumper, leaning on it, and it kind of wiggles as he lets go. Hey, you should tighten this. You go like this? I thought you said you were ready. And he walks off as he takes another sip of the tea. God, too hot. As Mansour walks on the outskirts, the perimeter of the group, the rest of you are what, if anything else?
Just catching up with Kurgan.
Laz is trying to get a good breakfast in, knowing what could be.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Everyone, thanks to Kurgan's appearance, everyone gets a fantastic breakfast. There it is. You're all starting with a D12 temporary hit points. 5, baby.
We long rested as well.
Yeah, so you've long rested and have 5 temporary hit points on top of it.
Sweet. Did we get a driver?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. That's right. The Pasha comes over towards you and looks at you all and says, We have a driver, huh? Let me introduce my apologies. Ike, is it? And your new driver, pilot. This is Sonatan. Sonatan, this is the crew. The slender fellow, lanky, yet with ball-like shoulders and thighs, gives you a curt nod and looks to you all with a smile. It is my pleasure. I seek much honors in this, huh?
Welcome to the crew.
As he looks over towards
Yes.
looks over towards Ike, he says, "My companion Ike," he gives you a slap on the shoulder, "is here to help as well. He's a capable warrior. Are you not, Ike?"
I kill everyone you ask me to.
It is not quite so, but it is confidence boosting. I thank you, my friend. Haha, yes, I am here for much honors in the race, and I hope to honor you with my presence and my efforts. I'm given this opportunity by Sigma. I look forward to honoring you all. He continues to smile. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the team. Welcome to the crew. We are glad to have you. Our last pilot came to an unfortunate end, but we look forward to having you pilot us to the next leg and through future legs to victory. And Ike, it's nice to meet you. It's nice to have a new crew member who's actually hit puberty. This is great. This is fantastic. In fact, I've got something for you. I'll reach into my bag and I'll pull a
Give him a ball. Give him a ball. There it is.
I'll hand it to him.
I don't react.
Please accept this as a token of friendship. I've given one to every crew member, and this is a very special one. The last crew member that you're taking the place of, well, he did some stuff over here. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but I can foresee you are a man of honor and intelligence, and I would like you to have this as a gift from me.
I'm gonna walk past him and inspect the bus, see what kind of damage it has sustained.
And what is Orion offering Senaton?
The left testicle of Fazul, one that I didn't give up to Sigma.
He looks down towards it simply and says, "That is disgusting. I am appalled and accepting of our differences and ask you never to do that again." Is that what I think it is? Is that an eyeball?
Yes.
And then he just stares at it for a while.
It's something like that.
There's no eye in that ball.
There's several eyes in this ball, probably several billion. They might be dead now, but you should take this. It is a good fortune.
Ike, do you know anything about these people?
I would consult with that man.
As Senaton looks up from the testicle, still unsure and obviously perturbed by what you've offered him, looks over towards Ike, who is sorry. What are you doing now?
I was
Inspecting the bus. Looking it over, you can see it was on fire. It was clearly on fucking fire. They've done a really good job of cleaning it up, but this thing was on fire. On the inside, for fuck me. This one's on fire. What the fuck? You look it over and you can see the engine hatch, which is actually more or less unscathed. It's burnt somewhat around the edges where the cleaners just couldn't get it, all the soot with whatever rags or whatever they were scouring with. But yeah, it was on fire. It was fucking on fire at one point. What the hell? You look into the cockpit and you can see that the steering wheel is actually a little bit slagged. Or, the steering levers are a bit slagged. This fucking thing was on fire. The rubber seal is all fucked on the inside. Like it was on fire.
I asked whoever is nearby.
Why does it smell like it was on fire and look like it was on fire? Like it was on fire maybe like not long ago?
Yes.
How do you word this? How do you say this? Who do you say this to?
I'd say out loud.
Okay.
as I'm expecting, my back going towards them, I just say to really everybody what happened here.
Yeah, fool of a cabin boy.
I'll take the testicle and shove it into our new pilot's hand and just like slap his hand and push it against his chest and then turn around to answer Ike. Yes. Yes, the cabin boy, Mo.
It bursts in his hands.
After he lit our vessel ablaze.
It's now oozing through his fingers.
What is the point of a cabin boy for this?
I'm not sure. He's gone now, and he's not a problem. I've taken care of it.
So he's dead.
Not quite dead. I mean, I paid a large sum of gold to have him taught a lesson. You know, he's a young lad, just learning his way into the world, but he made a really big mistake by fucking with us.
At the mention of the money, the camera cuts to show the cleaning crew making their way out, and one of them looks over and then just looks back, and they all keep walking out the door.
Do I notice that with my passive perception? Do I notice?
What's your passive perception?
It's just 15.
You notice the cleaning crew making their way out, but you notice that they just look over towards you as they do. Doesn't look like anything specifically suspicious.
I guess I'm not suspicious of them. I'm gonna ask, or I'm gonna talk to Ryan. This is still a race, and we don't know if he's dead or not, or if he will come back. Give me a description of him so I can deal when necessary.
Well, he's a tiefling boy, about 15 years old. I believe, reddish skin. Deals with fire, likes playing with fire, as you can see. Clearly can't handle the blaze. Well, I paid a large sum to a group of well-known gangsters to break his legs and leave him tied to the post. So we may see him as we leave for the next leg of the race. And there, you can kill him. That would be perfect.
And if we
As this is going on and Laz is walking by, preferably with a large piece of meat in his mouth, just kind of mentions that, you know, in passing, that the fire didn't kill the last driver, though. He just keeps walking.
Senator looks up towards, what did kill the last driver? The flu. He caught a very nasty cold. And,
don't lie, Ryan. He was chopped to bits like this little steak here.
Kirkut just laughs. He fucking busts and makes a. I missed you.
I mean, literally, you just told the two brand new people to our crew that you're asking them to kill one of the last people that was on your crew, and you had actually hired gangsters to go after them. Really, the sales pitch at this point is kind of blown. Like,
I mean,
let's go all in and just
keep it I didn't send him to kill him, just to break his legs and teach him a lesson.
What do you think happens to 15-year-olds with broken legs in Kalimshan?
They probably die, but I mean...
No! That's just so terrible. They don't just die. They've still got holes.
Yeah, he's got arms. He can pull himself through the sand.
mage hand the whole way home.
Anyhow, so... Do tell. Where are we at?
Arian wants to eye the new driver down.
Okay. Well, I mean, he looks capable. He looks like he might know how to drive. You'd have to see it to believe it. What's your passive insight, actually?
Passive insight is 12.
As he's looking over the bus, you can see he's got an interest in it, but he's clearly put off by everything that's just happened, and isn't asking any questions. Isn't saying shit. you see an opportunity to find out what he knows about this sort of thing.
So, what kind of experience do you have driving?
Thank you for asking. He seems to like snap out of it and change gears, his mind focusing back on you. And he says, I conduct delivery from here to Teshboro. I frequently drive from here to Teshboro, making deliveries of supply. I have crossed these wastes many, many times. I do it very, very fast. Faster than all of the rest. And so, Sigma, he say that I have opportunity here to prove myself as a driver, unlike any other. I have always dreamed of this. And I think that this is amazing. I mean, I am going to drive in the great race.
Barium's gonna put his hand on the guy's shoulder and look at him closely.
He kind of shudders at this and looks over towards you. Hello?
Seem a little skittish, maybe scared. Is everything okay? Can you handle this?
Green.
I do not always drive with others. I am alone much of the time. And my vehicle is not like this. My vehicle is not like this, he says as he looks up towards the bus. And the camera just kind of like does a slow pull back. It goes over his shoulder as he says this and opens his arms out, and it just shows like the massive bus and just him. And then it shows you guys like situated a ways back. Well, Barium's standing next to him too, right? But then it shows you guys all in a collection behind as you're crowding around and kind of being judgy. And then there's Ike off to the one side nearby him, but just actually on the other side of the bus's front, like kitty cornered to where Barium and Senaton are standing.
Oh, so I don't notice him talking?
No, you totally can. It's just like basically, here's the grill of the truck, there they are, and here's you, and there's them.
I'm gonna walk around the truck and then vouch for his ability.
Bless you.
Thank you. And with that, Senaton says, much sand in the air is playing hell upon my sinuses. But yes, I am capable, as my friend Ike says. I am much capable of driving very, very fast across the sands. And I am sure that this have quite the power plant for it, yes? Must be at least the SES Valvulus, most likely. He looks at you as he says this. And right then and there, as he says this, he sees the recognition in your eyes. And then he looks back and says, you have lifted taut springs, I can see, for the smooth open dunes. Do you find that you have much jump in this? And you remember that Ricardo had asked you to do that, because he preferred to have a bit of spring to the step, huh? And as he says this, he said, you watch as Senaton looks down and says, that is good. You want to have some hop and skip. And he looks up at you as he says, spring to the step. I heard one famous racer says. And he stands up and he looks over across the front of the bus. And he walks up towards the cab, and you watch as he actually just grabs a hold of a handhold near the front, that you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And he pulls himself up and looks inside to see the cab through the windscreen. And he just kind of pounds on the windscreen a bunch to make sure that it's solid. And he looks down and says, it's taking a beating, but it's solid, huh? And he hops down and stumbles over as he does, like falling into the sand, losing his balance. And he says, slippery. And he gets himself up, dusts himself off, and he looks back.
I'm gonna walk over to him.
Oh, yeah, hi.
Come here.
Yeah?
Kneel down. Get down to my level. Okay.
slap him 3 times across the face.
Oh! Hey, why do you do this? Ah! What is this?
And then I'll grab him by the balls.
I'm not doing that, but okay.
Listen here, you little shit. You're gonna drive us across the desert as fast as you can. And you're not gonna let any of us die because you are a goddamn racer. Do you hear me?
I want you to roll strength, actually, for grabbing his balls. I'm wondering how hard you can grab his balls. Also, maybe an attack roll. The slaps, I'm just gonna... I'll be fine.
Just
with
strength? Just the strength?
It's a strength attack against his balls. It's
okay.
like a grapple check, right? But first you gotta hit him, so...
Okay. It's like an unarmed strike, right?
Thoroughly.
Okay, so 9.
That's gonna be enough. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. Is there damage on that?
It's a grapple, so you're really just giving him the squeeze.
Okay.
If you want to damage him, it's one thing. I imagine you're just like... It's just to hold him, right? So totally.
If you roll low on a boat in a very different range.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, you pull him down to your level. He's like doing the fucking horse stance at this point. He's all wide-eyed looking at you. And he's kind of frantically looking around. And as you're talking, he interrupts to say, "Why are you holding my balls?" As I'm imagining you like squeeze harder to get him to stop talking or something.
Yeah.
You tell me. Okay. He's like,
"Ah!" Because you're acting like you have none right now, and I have them in my hand to make sure you actually have them.
Yes, they are there. They are there.
Now listen, are you a fucking racer?
Yes. No.
Look
yes.
me in the eyes and tell me you're a racer.
I am not. I will be. I will be a racer.
A racer.
Yes. I am a racer. I am a racer.
You're a racer. Say it louder.
I am a racer. I am a racer in the great race. The racer, yeah.
You're a goddamn racer.
I'm a racer. I am a racer.
No stuttering. You're a fucking racer.
Yeah. I am a racer.
The testicle of another man. I'm holding yours right now. Do you think I couldn't take yours in a flash?
I have to say this feels very awkward. But I am a racer. I'm a racer. I'm a racer. I'm a racer. I'm a racer. Please let go. Please let go. I'm a racer. I'm a racer. I'm a racer.
Now drink this.
No, I'll slam a...
Move! Yeah. You shove it into his gut. He receives it.
Drink this. Relax. Envision yourself flying across that desert in this vehicle. And then go sit in your fucking seat and do your fucking job.
He looks into the bottle. I guess he takes the cork off it. And looks into the bottle. And then he shrugs and takes a swig of it. As the fluid hits his tongue, and he swallows it back. He gives a screwed up expression on his face. What is that?
Just cactus juice.
I'll release his... No, it's not cactus juice. I'll release my grip of his balls. And I'll pat him on the shoulder. And I'll just say, "You're a goddamn racer." I'll turn around.
Baron's going to add on to this.
This crew, these men standing around the bus here, this is the crew. We're here to protect you. We need a driver who can handle the job. We can't have you being skittish. We cannot have you being scared. We need somebody here to drive, and we need somebody here to drive fast.
But my balls hurt now. Okay, I will race. I will race. You know I will race. It's my life on the line too. Whew.
I help him up.
Hey?
I help him up off the ground.
He takes your arm and holds onto your shoulder for a moment. That'll be fine. Thank you, Ike. Thank you, Ike. Ooh. Okay, so I drive. Okay. He takes another swig of the drink, and then he looks at it, pulls his pants open, and pours it down. That's better. That's good. And he walks off around the bus to get towards the side doorway.
I shake my head.
With that said, the camera pans against a lot of you guys. Anything else to declare before you pack ass?
So when Orion said fly, did Bjorn think up?
Thanks very hard not to. I'm just been saying not up for the last like half hour.
Bjorn's already.
I can literally just picture Laz walking past, like, as this is going on, like, right after, like, Orion releases his balls, like, just as he went back to get another piece of meat, just be like, oh yeah, the midget really likes nuts. And just walking past.
Jesus.
This is hell of a way to introduce the new driver.
Sorry, bear with me one second.
Delivery boy.
Hey, if he can't handle this, he can't handle the race.
He needs to deliver us to the finish line in first.
Truthfully, I did not name him correctly for what his description is career-wise. If it pleases, I could change his name.
Sure.
But I don't think anybody cares.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. So instead of Senatin, his name will be Kumata. I don't know that anybody will get the reference, but that's okay.
Sounds like Lion King.
It should. I mean, it's Kalashite, so I mean, I want it to fit despite it being a reference.
Howard.
Where am I here?
I guess
right.
the only thing Orion's doing before going is just inspecting his flying contraption.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that ballista working again? Did we get that fixed?
The what now?
The ballista on top of that.
I don't think it was ever broken, was it?
I thought it got bent by that worm.
It was the cannon that got bent.
Oh,
the cannon got bent. Right?
But that's all
Yeah.
fixed, right? We spent
Yeah.
the
But it wasn't the cannon itself, it was just the mount that we had to straighten out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna restow all my gear by the ballista and reattach the emblem that fell off at the end of the last leg. Kind of wrap my knuckles against it and then try and practice with these boots for a little bit.
That's fine. I was gonna say you already had your training montage when you leapt across the city. I mean, that kind of, you had your little Spider-Man moment, so to speak.
So what are the boots?
Take the ring of jumping, dupe it, boots of jumping.
Ring of jumping. Perfect.
I'll as I'm preparing to go back on top of the bus to inspect my flying gear, I'm gonna look at Bjorn. Would you help me get up, please? I need to get up. Could you lift me up?
Yeah, I'll give you a boost.
Can you lift me up? Yep. Thank you. Yep, that was. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I am up now. Thank you.
And with that, your little buddy climbs aboard. As you give him a quick boost up onto the rooftop of the bus, finding yourself situated amidst the ballista of the cannon, and there's nothing else up there currently. What do you do? Oh, no, sorry, your flying apparatus, right? That is stowed up there as well. That's what it was. Everybody else is slowly meandering into the bus, getting themselves situated. When I say slowly, I mean at a brisk pace. It's not super rushed because most of the shit is already on there, or has been burnt away to a crisp. But as y'all make your way onto the battle bus, you see Kumata situated in the cockpit, in the driver's seat. The levers in his hands, he holds them tightly as he looks down towards each one of them. Let me see if I can actually call up this and not have it choke. Of course, I've probably lost you guys in terms of audio, but if I do this, come on, do my thing. Thank you. There we go. Can I hear you now?
Hello.
There it is. Terrific. And with that said, sorry. The camera pans against the paddock as a lot of you make your way into the battle bus. One of the next filing into the chromed unit. Burnt as it is, the unit is still gorgeous, wonderful, and capable. Over here. Sorry, I'm trying to get to. There it is. Nowhere is this more obvious than when Kumita turns over the machine, hitting the key and holding in the pedals. He lets it start up. Pushing over the levers, he lets it roll forward. And as you guys make your way out onto the road, heading in towards the raceway from the paddock, the stands start to overtake the scenery as you leave the paddocks behind, leaving the garages and pavilions behind to reveal the large grand stands full of people. Suddenly, the whole of the bus lurches as Kumita throws it into high gear, opening it up as you hit the open stretch. Out towards the raceway you head as the bus kicks up into high gear, all barrels open. In a way that you haven't heard in some time, the whole of the bus rolls easily along as he holds it in neutral, letting the bus overtake the others heading in towards the lines. As he shifts down, suddenly the engine coming to a loud and cacophonous roar over. Everything lurches as he brings it to a smooth and undulating, slowing stop in the spot necessary for your bus. As he gives it a final burp, the bus comes to a solid stop, and he looks over towards the other vehicles now creeping up onto the line. As you see various crews leaving their vehicles as they park them, attending to their vehicles on the outskirts, getting themselves ready for launch. Kumita looks over towards Barium, situated nearby, and then looks out through the doorway towards anybody else who has any last-minute shit to do before launch moment.
I'm gonna look around for Mo.
Oh.
Or I don't really know his name, but still. I
Okay.
got a vague description of it from Orion.
That's fine. And Orion?
I was literally going to do the same thing, see if I could just see.
We can both do it. Let's do it together.
You guys roll your perception checks.
$14
as well.
The two of you do your best to sight upon for the descripted individual. And as you do so, it does a slow crossfade to show the open dunes. And in the distance, a large stone temple. There's an oasis, or several rather, as the camera pans along to show a rather fruitful spot in the desert indeed. And as the camera continues to pan and lift upwards, it shows on the other side of the rolling dunes, in fact, sits a rolling sea, stretching away, the glistening waters crashing against the shore of the sands of Kalimshan. As the camera pans down finally and shows a bunch of horses and wagons and carts, all milling through the sands, and pans down to show Mo with a bunch of cloth wrapped around his head, protecting him from the sun, surrounded by a few individuals also on horseback as he's situated astride his small pony, his horns sticking clearly out from within his cloth wrappings as they drape down over his body as well, as he holds the reins of his pony amidst the others, all making their way towards this temple in the distance. Nobody says a word, but somebody takes a swig of some water, passes it along, and we see the water skin getting handed around before it reaches you, as it's stretched down to where you're situated lower than everybody else, but no lower than anybody else.
I take a small sip and pass it back.
And so it moves on down the line as the camera flies between you all, and crossfades back to show the whole of the city of Dashajan. And as it does, from the distance, we hear the loud roars of all the engines echo from the distance, and we hear the crowd scream and cheer, and explosions of fireworks as the next leg commences. And it cuts to black.
Nice.
Sean, would you like what was Rhodes East?
I'm kind of concerned about what was going on in that bordello. No, I thought it was great. I mean, like dealing with the cats was a lot of fun. I really would have liked to broken more things. But no, I think it's good. I mean, working back in how we get our new driver and where we're getting around to, and that has been a lot of fun too. I do have a question. Laz gets aspect of the beast next, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with him. I'm probably gonna go for eagle because I'm trying to find something that was useful. But I did have a question, and I think I asked this before. When mounted, if you take elk, when mounted or on foot, your travel pace is double, as is the travel pace of up to 10 companions while they're within 60 feet of you and not incapacitated. Does that count for battle buses?
As in, can you resurrect the bus? What?
Well, no. I mean, whether mounted or on foot, your travel pace is doubled. So can we bump up the speed of the bus because we're mounted, or does it only count for animals?
Yeah, it's not a mount; it's a vehicle. Like there's actually vehicles in D&D as opposed to mounts. So you have like ships, wagons, carts. Those all count as vehicles.
I'm picturing like a herd of battle buses riding through the town.
Yeah. Or elephants pulling the bus after the engine dies or something like that. Oh, that would be a dark day. The death of the Dios.
Alright, then we're going with the eagle.
Too fast, too furious.
As the camera pans against Sean. Sorry, what did you say? What did you like? What did you hate? Did you say yours?
No, I mean, I loved all of it. I mean, there's a little bit of fighting, a little bit of trying to figure out what's going on, and then a couple of loose ends here that give me agita. So it's always fun to end that.
Gives you what?
Agita. It gives you a concern. It's a.
Today I learned a new term. Adra, huh?
Agita.
That's a good term. All right, cool. I like that. Right on. Dobransky, what'd you like when James was released?
I actually like that the fight got cut, because I noticed in the beginning when the cats were just circling, I was like, I don't even know if we should attack them. Like, maybe we can do this peacefully. And then Laz is like, now we're gonna just hack away at him and see what happens. So it's kind of cool when the guy came down and was like, hey, yeah, you can just take the trophy, you know, go ahead, stop killing my stuff. I like the introduction to the new characters. I think Ike is going to be interesting. I actually want to see if he's going to go and kill Mo or not. Have him kill his own character would be chaotic.
Yeah, fair.
Overall, I loved it. It was a pretty good one, and I'm excited to see the next leg of the race.
Right on. Alex, would you like James Disease?
Yeah, I like the fight with the displacer beats. They were a fair bit different than a lot of other things we fought, so that was kind of cool with their dodging. I'm really stoked on my boots. I can't wait to attempt to jump for another vehicle and fall to my death.
Just get left behind in the dust. Wrong.
I've been slowly building towards this. I've got myself my harness and my boots now, so
I'm gonna have to load the Mario jump guys. All right.
And yeah, maybe the only part I disliked is I'm pretty sure we got bamboozled in there. I don't think things played out quite how they seemed in the bordello.
And with that, Rick, would you like to take us to Birds Least?
Actually, hate, but also love that we got bamboozled. I'm pretty damn sure we did.
Maybe you got bamboozled.
I don't know.
So let's hear it. Why do you think?
Checked,
Not to derail it, but why do you think? Why do you think you were bamboozled? Why do you guys think you were bamboozled? Who else thinks that you were bamboozled?
Well, we never had proof of who she was. She just sort of waltzed in one day, and we fell for the pretty face. But, you know, where I come from, if you do something nice for someone, they at least say thank you and maybe hang around a little bit, not just poof.
I like to say Barry fell for the pretty face.
Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean, Barry?
I mean, the two keys was kind of a question. It's like, are they both real keys, or is one the fake key, and then we have this other key that's in there? What does that open up? That's obviously important. I mean, there's just a number of questions that were left there. But it's not for Lance to noodle out. It's not his job. His job is to swing at shit.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Barry's just a builder.
I mean, you say
She
jobs.
appeared and Barry literally was just like, hey, this girl's here. And that was about it. But yeah, the other thing I enjoy the new driver, how vastly different he is from Ricardo. I like that sort of dynamic where it's not just like, all right, well, here's another driver and he's just some great racer, you know? It's different. And the introduction of Ike is also pretty cool.
It is a hostile workplace, though, man. Sexual harassment, like day one walking in. It's brutal.
Don't look at me.
Not gonna lie. It's gonna kind of scar his impressions of the crew for at least a while.
Oh, he's probably gonna go back for more late at night.
Oh God. We're not role playing that, Cody. I don't care how hard you ask. And on that bombshell, Benny, would you like what James wrote his least?
I'm very interested about the new character I made. It's how is this gonna work? Is it like a temporary character or what?
I mean, that's entirely up to you in the end. It's one of those things of like, if you want, Mo will eventually make his way to Teshburo. That will happen. It won't be right away. It will be a couple sessions away. So in the meantime, you have this character. Anything could happen to Mo. Mo could decide anything along the way. At the end of the day, it is up to you that way. But insofar as the character goes, you committed him to the road the way you did, so I'm going to put him to the sideline for a while, and you can decide in due course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So with that said, though, he's as temporary as you decide, and again, would you like to
Again, I like the introduction to my new character, temporary as it is.
Or isn't, as the case might be.
I think I'll make them fight to the death, to be honest. Whoever wins.
Oh, the chaos.
Become a bounty hunter yourself.
Actually,
Hey, now, what's it? The what?
I think Mo will win because, I mean, he'll just use a bunch of fireballs and I'll just die.
I want to hear you talk shit to yourself.
Right? Half an hour of Ben just fucking talking shit and killing himself. Anyway, with that all said, sorry, would you like the least?
I would say, honestly, it's just because of my bad memory, but I can never remember names, but that's about it.
Yep, fair enough. Cody, would you like? What did you have? Was it at least?
I liked a lot in this one. This was a good one. I had a little bit of everything. I liked the new characters. I liked how we kind of solved that combat without having to go the whole length of it. I liked how Mo's shit went missing. That was kind of funny. The only thing I didn't like.
Mo's shipment scene?
What's that?
Mo's shipment scene?
No, when Mo's shit went missing.
Oh, fair enough.
The money he left.
The cleaning crew just came through and took everything. That's funny.
They did a good job, though.
Yeah, oh, they did great. They earned it.
They cleaned it.
Platinum.
They sure cleaned
There wasn't anything that like really sticks out that I disliked. Yeah, I kind of just I disliked how. Yeah, I felt we got kind of played too because she just fucking pieced out and didn't get anything out of it. Like,
You didn't get the kiss you
okay.
wanted?
Oh yeah, you know. So, no, that was the only thing I didn't really like is like she pieced out and I didn't know if that was on purpose or if that's gonna play out some other way. But now the more I think of it, seeing that key in the lockbox, I'm kind of like, what went on there? So I'm just glad I didn't give her the lockbox and all that because that key must mean something. So other than that, everything was good. I don't really have anything to really dislike.
Right on. And that's everybody, I guess. Cool. I like the pacing. I like that everybody had fun. I think everybody had fun. Everybody had fun?
Of course.
Cool.
As always, bro.
I liked. I do apologize that we didn't discuss having a new character for you right off the bat. I actually forgot that you had hit the road with Mo. I like that I was able to come up with something for that. It wasn't too hard, but point being, and I like that you were able to come up with a character for the introduction before we wrapped up session. That was good. Wish there had been more involvement for you. Again, I apologize for not remembering to bring that up earlier. I liked introducing the driver that you brought along, Cody. Of course, I had my own plans for how to get you guys a new driver. It's one might imagine there is story reasons for things, but with your interjection, which I welcome, those plans change, and so it is. There are a couple things that I find interesting that were missed along the way. You guys were in Godwin Godfrey's reliquary / office. There were several treasures, several neat things, blah blah blah. And I find that this is often the curse with how I paint scenes, is that nobody really cares about the bric-a-brac. It's all about the story, and I can appreciate that. But it's not like a video game where you double click shit to find shit, right? So it is what it is.
If it makes you feel better, I stared real hard at that chest.
Yeah, there was the chest, there was a pile of money on top of the table, and there was a scroll there. And just to get meta about it, basically the money was a payment, and the scroll was discussing what it was, and et cetera, et cetera. So, and then of course the chest was Godwin's lockbox, as a matter of fact. So it was full of loot too. So yeah, I mean the place was what it was. What I liked the least actually is I forgot to really characterize Godfrey the way I wanted to. So his character fell short by a lot actually. But I'll have another crack at it later on. We'll see if I can pull it off. In the meantime, though, I actually did like the way that Mo hit the road. I like the way that we solved that. I liked having Kurgit show up at the last minute for like a barbecue before you hit the road and giving you guys all the temporary hit points for next sesh. I like the way that I ended, especially with the dramatic finish, with the race starting. And I didn't mind the combat. I think the combat was really, it was well paced. I could have had the dude run in and like use his guards and pin you down as best, and then when everything came to a head, he'd be like, okay, this is enough bloodshed, blah blah blah. But not just for timing, but for his own sake, like seeing that one of his cats is already dead, he doesn't want to sacrifice his cat, etc. I think that was the better way to go for his personality. So it was what it was there. All in all, yeah, I thought it was a really well played out session for roleplay wise, and I can't wait to get to the next leg as we head towards Teshburl, which is funny actually. Just to be quite honest, with most of my campaigns, I'm kind of just making it up session to session. But this particular campaign, I've got planned like 3 sessions in advance, just for the sheer fact of, how could I put it? Just the excitement it builds in me, thinking about, oh, we could do this, we could do that, we could do the, because of just the gonzo element of it. So it's a lot of fun that way. Anyhow, so yeah, you guys are headed to Teshburl, and if there was to be a next time on Black Thumb, it would show a massive parade of people from a distance, rivering through a large naval port town from above, seagulls flying overhead. A lizardly worm thing screams as it soars by with a saddle and rider on its back. We pan down upon the parade and we hear, "Get the race out! Get the race out!" And people marching with flags that have the crest of the great race and a skull and crossbones overtop it. It shows the Dragors soaring down the sandy dunes aside the battle bus, firing back and forth towards going on. But it shows the firing coming from each of the vehicles. It never shows, are they firing at each other? As it suddenly shows the bus coming down the dune, it shows a bunch of vehicles sailing off a cliff overhead, shows them land in the dust and soaring along over the flats of. We see suddenly sinkholes opening up ahead of the collection of vehicles as they head towards the suddenly honeycombing sandy flats, as black pits open up all across the yellow open horizon. And then it cuts to black. And it says, sponsored by Stormy Daniels Fake Vaginas or something. I don't know. That'd be actually pretty sweet. But,
Make it to Victor in the second leg. Find out next week on.
Cheers, gentlemen. With your playership, your personalities, the palette and plethora that you are, I thank ye for joining me on another night of adventure, gentlemen. It has been my pleasure to be your host, your dungeon master, your entertainer, for another night of Black Thumb. And until next time, may your 20s always land on 20.
Experience?
You all take away 600, actually, sorry, I guess at this point, 800 more experience for a job well done. Oh, and in the after credit scene, it shows a young woman astride a horse making her way out of the city, trotting along as the racing vehicles tear away in the distance, a long ways away in the distance. And she says, "Even at this range, I can still hear the start." And as she trundles along, the camera pans along beside her to show the satchel, one of the satchels aside, her lithe body holding the crystal cup twinkling away inside. And she throws the horse into a full gallop as she heads towards the naval town in the distance. And that's it.
Cody, interesting.
Cody.
It's in the shape of a fist.
Going into a jellyfish, right? Going into a rose petal for sure. Did I say a horse? Actually, what is she? You know what? Fuck it. She's got an old wagon that's putting out a bunch of black smoke. And it's just tearing away across the dunes as she heads towards Teshburl in the distance. I mean, it's not going to sound very good. It's going to sound like that sort of thing. Heads off in the distance. So it's not very healthy. It's not like a great engine or nothing. It's not the Odysseus. But yeah, I've got some plans. Boy, oh boy. I'm looking forward to the next session, actually. I was looking forward to this session especially. And then next session is going to be good. But I'm especially looking to when you guys actually get to Teshburl. And I don't know if you guys will even make it to Teshburl next session. Probably not the way these go. But next session should be all driving. This should be fun. The bus is going to be put through some paces, though, let me tell you.
Oh, God.
I got to get some more
Welcome, guys.
vehicles.
I prepped the bus for you.
Yeah, right. Is,
Hold on, hold
Little
on.
microwave.
Can we weld the new shoes onto the bus?
well, the new shoes?
Yeah, the new boots. Bjorn's new boots.
Oh, fair enough.
They say we need a little spring in its step. I figure you
Oh,
weld the boots
yeah.
on, think up.
Don't forget, this thing has, like, bolts loosened on the armor panels and shit, too. Like, it's not a pretty scene.
God.
The bus may actually, you might end up having to print us a new vehicle there, Sean.
As we careen down into one of these open pits.
Or something, anyway. Who's to say?
Well,
You might have to print out a flying ship.
Right?
You have to steal that one.
It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. But I am looking forward to next session. Very much so. I'm looking forward to next
Me
session.
too.
So, and also Sunday, I guess. I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
that'll be nice.
This will be interesting. Having people in here after COVID and recording it and streaming it and weirdness all over again. It'll be fun and weird. It'll be different.
Very weird.
Yeah. Are you ready for social interaction again? Are you ready
Yeah.
to stand face to face? I certainly hope so.
Chest to chest, eye to eye.
Right?
Just breathing in each other's faces.
What about you guys? Are you guys gonna make it out next week for Monday? I mean, come on, Sean, you can make it up here, eh? Rick, you can make it over, eh? How about you,
Can't
buddy?
get across the border.
Business. It's
I
business.
don't think we're allowed in yet.
No,
Oh yeah, maybe not actually.
Right.
They allowed hockey, so they did make an exception for hockey. They
Oh,
actually
fair enough.
just allowed
Hey,
that.
okay, Sean, get your jersey on.
Yeah, just say you're coming over for hockey.
Yeah.
I can't go in person because I can't discreetly scratch my balls over there without anybody noticing.
You can actually. The table is designed so you can
It's pretty good.
discreetly scratch your balls.
No
Oh,
one
he'll do it
notices.
for you.
No one's gonna touch your balls. It's okay. No one
Oh,
wants.
he will.
I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm not gonna touch your balls. No offense. I'm just gonna say your balls are safe as far as I'm concerned.
Your balls are safe.
Very nice perfume on the balls.
Doesn't that? I'm not even gonna go there. I have nothing for that. I don't. I'm sorry.
If Rick and Sean come up here and Snooter doesn't, we'll just do a random short campaign. With most ridiculous characters ever.
I can voice Snooter.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, if it has to come to that, I have faith in Benny. I have faith in him. I'll even buy you a cup so that you could just like be sure nobody will touch your balls.
Alrighty. Have a good night, everyone.
Cheers, all.
Thanks, Julie.
Take
Be
it
safe.
easy.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Doolin.
Bye,
Have a good night, all.
Thanks, guys.
Night. See you next week.
Good night.
Same D&D time, same D&D channel. And if you like what you see, I stream every Monday from 7-ish to whenever we finish, which is about now-ish tonight. Next week, I guess I'm going to be commencing normal streams of stuff again, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to increase my streams, actually. Maybe we'll just leave it where it is. In the meantime, though, I thank you very much for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, feel free to say something somewhere, somehow. I don't really care. You don't have to. Otherwise, throw me a follow, throw me a subscribe. I don't know, something like that. I'm terrible at this. Whatever. I just hope to see you again next week. In the meantime, though, may your 20 is always land on 20. Have a good night, everyone.